last time on the Don and Mike Show.
Here is the great Bob Costas. Of course, they had Jerry Lewis on. Now what a poll that is.
He is a legitimate sports fan. Interesting guy to talk to. He did walk into the makeup room, and almost on cue, it's like, you want me to do what you want me to do? Fine. He walks in, he sees the makeup woman, and he says, "Lady, you make me look a little less shiny."
The Don and Mike Show.
I have a message for all you good, moral, Christian people who are complaining that breasts and vaginas are obscene. Hey, don't complain to me. Complain to the manufacturer, okay? And although Jesus told us not to judge, I know you're going to judge anyway, so judge sanely. Judge with your eyes open. What do you consider obscene? Is this obscene to you?
You can call Don and Mike anytime, toll free at 1-877-365-3636. That's 1-877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
Hi, welcome to our show, Mr. Son of a Beach.
Okay. Hi, Don and Mike. Okay. Hi, Don and Mike. Okay. Hi, Don and Mike.
Hey, Don and Mike. Well, you don't know good fellow book.
Everybody loves Don and Mike.
It's the Don and Mike Show, and they'll say what they wish.
Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. Wow. He died for your sins. Son of Christ, Phil Hochberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rob Spiewak. Take it away, Rob. Rob Spiewak.
Hi, Robbie.
You know, Phil called me with his forecast.
Oh, his weather forecast?
He said there was a chance of up to 8 inches in his bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Hey, that's me on HBO and all the ships at sea. Hey, body doubles for Miss Nancy Marchand, Don Geronimo, and Mike O'Mara.
Yeah, hello, and thank you for listening, everybody. It's a new episode, and it's Monday, March 5.
You can't say your favorite month anymore.
Yeah, I almost said the F word. I almost said February. No, March 5. And phone number 877-365-3636. In an effort to bring you more show. Streamlined a little bit here at the beginning.
You're not going to say phone number same as it ever was?
No, you know me.
I've been edited out again.
You know me. I enjoy every once in a while just cutting out some of the crap.
Well, yeah. How about Phil Hochberg? Are we going to still talk about him for the next month or what?
I played the Phil tape.
Oh, Phil Hochberg. I was just curious. We can keep Phil Hochberg in the opening? Is that okay. Just checking. I get this stuff at the last second.
No, I told you.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes.
I told you.
Right before we went on the air. That's right. Yes. So Phil's staying, though. Phil Hochberg is staying.
Phil is staying.
Okay.
It's just the show is on now.
That's good.
I mean, it was part of my discussion with our boss on Saturday night, which I'll tell you about later. One of the reasons he was saying, we got into the whole thing about how come we're not cleared in larger markets. Mm-hmm. I said, well, you can't run the show on time. And I said, sure, I can run the show on time. And he said, well, you guys don't even come on until quarter after.
So he was challenging you? Is that what he was doing to run a tighter show?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to help. We'll still run late, but all it means is that instead of playing the song and the tapes, we're actually just going to try to move the start of the show up a few moments.
Full speed ahead.
Right. So listen, hope you had a good weekend. I got tons of crap to tell you about from this weekend, including that dinner on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
But we got to start the show, and I don't think it's out of line to ask for a little accountability. I don't think it's out of line. And I'm going to name some names right now.
Good.
Bob Ryan.
You do it.
Topper Shut.
Amen.
Go get him. Sue the Cow Polka.
Yes.
Doug Hill and his brand new Weather Center.
And that other guy, who I don't know, that works next to Doug Hill, he's as guilty.
Yeah, they're all guilty. Channel 4 has a 5-person weather team. They have a commercial on with Bob Ryan that says, I mean, he thinks he's the guy from Ford where he says, your safety is our number one concern. You know what our number one concern is? Mm-hmm. That you stop jerking us around.
All winter, every single snowstorm has been blown. Not a little bit, a lot.
But this is the worst.
Yeah. This is 2 feet. This is a forecast for 2 feet of snow on Friday that turned out to be zip.
We got
nada,
nothing.
niente.
We got dick. Now, on Friday, purposely, I did not discuss the weather. because I knew that it was going to end up like this.
Right.
On Friday, when they were doing the stuff, I had a bunch of people in the hall say, hey, how come you're not talking about the blizzard? And I said, well, we got a packed show. We'll see what happens.
Right.
We'll see what happens. Well, here's what happens. Friday, they started at Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
Friday, by the time I got home Friday night, Frida was already in panic mode, saying, they're saying on TV we're going to get 2 feet of snow. I watched the 11 o'clock news on Friday night. Across the board, they all got the models going, and they say, this is going to be the biggest blizzard in 50 years.
That's right. They're getting more panic going in this city than I've ever seen for a storm. It was incredible.
This is the quote. The quote from Channel 4. Get up early in the morning and get your supplies.
Right.
Oh, no.
Because there's a very good chance you're going to be at home for the next 4 to 5 days. It's going to start snowing on Saturday.
They even were doing it for the elderly, where they were saying, now, if you've got a prescription that's going to run out, get out there and fill your prescription. Like it's not going to be pandemonium enough. They got to do that extra group.
Wow. It's going to start snowing on Saturday, and it's not going to stop until Tuesday. I saw the weather guy on Channel 9 say, kids, don't do your homework.
Right.
Don't worry about it. This is how
2 feet
positive they were that we were going to get the biggest snow ever.
And it's not just us. It's everybody now, the way I understand it. Up the East Coast now, all of these big forecasts are turning out not to be what they expected.
Same in New York, where they were
in New York, it was raining, an hour ago in New York?
That's right.
They were expecting the snow, and now this thing is going to start sometime this afternoon. Who knows? By the time this show airs tonight,
sure,
on WNEW, maybe they will actually be getting snow in New York, but as of right now,
I doubt it.
4 hours ago, if you're listening to us in New York, it still ain't no snow.
I realize how ridiculous we'll sound if when this show is rebroadcast in New York City, how silly it'll be if we're saying this right now and it's snowing like hell there, but they'll understand.
Well, it doesn't matter, though, because even if at 7 o'clock tonight it's snowing like hell,
right,
the most they're going to have on the ground is an inch or so. They're not going to have the 2 feet of snow.
No.
But here in the D.C., Baltimore metro area,
how do they do this, where they get into this frenzy and it turns out to be what they normally would say, hey, maybe there's a chance of a dusting, but no, they just completely blow it.
And I think everybody that watched TV this weekend and got all wound up, and listen, all we want is an apology. All we want is some accountability for one of these schmucks to say, you know what, I blew it, because none of them has the balls to. So it doesn't snow at all on Saturday.
Right.
After they said it's going to start, they said, well, the storm is a little late to get here, but it's going to get here. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, it'll be snowing, and it's going to be snowing all the way until Tuesday. Well, we get up on Sunday morning, and guess what? No snow. It's raining. And they're still hanging on to this,
They're saying at this point that it's going to come on in, midnight is what I heard. Mid-morning on Sunday. They said by midnight we still should have 6 to 8 inches on the ground by, rush hour. They just wouldn't let it go. And it slowly disintegrates.
Even this morning, when I got up, and there was nothing happening, still on the news this morning, they were still saying, this thing is going to turn around, it's going to come back. We still have the potential for major snow. The potential for major snow. I got a potential for a major ass whooping for these TV weather guys.
I couldn't believe it.
Who just cannot get it right. So,
it's a balmy weekend. It was like in the 50s.
Right. Finally, at about 9 o'clock this morning here in D.C., it started to snow. We got very light snow, the type of snow that, look, there's nothing outside now. It's all gone.
No, the snow that we got didn't accumulate, and B, was not significant enough to last long enough to give us any snow.
At no point did it stick to roadways.
No way.
It was on grass, but not on the roadways.
People did. I'll tell you, for traffic, though, those of you going to work this morning, you did manage to panic and cause some major backups on the road.
Of course they did. Well,
thanks so much. That nasty slush. That eighth of an inch of slush.
Well, I don't blame those people. I blame the idiots at the TV stations who stir it up, and then when they realize that nothing's going to happen, well, no, here's the step. All weekend long, they stir it up.
Yeah, and let's think about the taxpayers that are paying to have those road crews out on standby all weekend long, all day Sunday, as we enjoyed a nice cool rain. And meanwhile, they've got the camera crews and the people that are by the trucks and by the salt that aren't going to be used.
So now it's Monday morning at 9 o'clock, and finally it's snowing. Channel 4 goes to a live shot of National Airport, and they're all happy because they go, ha-ha, see? We told you. Look at that.
Sure.
What do you think? We got some snow.
I bet there are loads of graphics they weren't able to use, the Blizzard graphics that they were just chomping at the bit. The problem is they get so excited when they think there's something that's going to happen that they don't hold back, and they're not responsible. They get too excited. It's like a news reporter that wants to, cover the big disaster, and they get all the facts wrong. It's the exact same thing. The frenzy to deliver the news takes precedence over perhaps an accurate weather forecast.
And they've got all the shots of the grocery store with the people in line for an hour, the shelves where there's nothing left. People have bought every loaf of bread in the Safeway. They go to a Home Depot where they got a guy outside saying, duh, we got about 200 shovels this morning. Duh. They're all gone now.
Stuff's going fast.
Duh. And I think all we're looking for from these weather guys and gals is just one of them to step up and say, hey, you know what? We screwed the pooch this time.
Yeah.
We thought we were going to get 2 feet of snow. We got it wrong. But instead, what they are saying as one gigantic union of a-holes is, we told you this could happen.
Yeah, they give you every scenario. And they, you know what? I'll tell you one thing I'd like to see out of a forecast. A wintry mix. Doesn't it sound nice? A wintry mix. But you know what a wintry mix is? A wintry mix is a forecaster that doesn't want to tell you anything.
Right.
Sucks.
Just for one time, just come on tonight and say, hey, you know what? We really got you going. Man, we got you going. We made you go to the store. We made you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch TV, and there's nothing.
Hey, the USA Today, just as guilty as I hold my copy of USA Today up, and it says here, Alex Bain loads groceries into his car Sunday as snow falls. Now, we're not, we're not really sure exactly, how much snow is falling around it, but it says winter storm watches were in effect from Northern Virginia to Maine. Okay, there's your real. They were really zeroing it in there. As 1 to 2 feet of snow were expected over a 2-day period.
Right.
Now, I know they might be getting some up in New England. Our listeners up in Vermont, you might be getting buffeted right now. I'm not sure.
Look outside.
But where we were, where they said
sunny.
It's ridiculous.
It's sunny.
That's right.
The streets are dry.
I mean, literally
no snow. There's no snow. None at all.
Not even
and
close.
you know why I'm upset? I like snow. I especially like snow on a weekend when we're going to get it and we can sit around and watch it and make cocoa and do all that. I like that, and I know it's going to paralyze the city, but I kind of was looking forward to it.
That's exactly why everybody's so mad.
Right.
Because it's a giant CT.
Yeah.
That all weekend, in this case, sex is the intercourse.
Yes.
Since Thursday, we have been told, the lemmings that we are, and we believe it, we lap it up.
Right.
That you're going to get great sex.
I mean, think of all the exposure these weathermen get. These weathermen, they get the exposure on the. They get to lead the newscast. They get to more time than they normally get in the newscast.
And the other thing that just pisses me off, and this is regardless of it, when they thought we were going to get 2 feet of snow, when we weren't getting anything, they come on at the top of the hour and they say, "Let's go right to top or shut with Washington's first guaranteed weather."
Oh yeah, and it's a tease.
And here's what he'll do. He'll say, well, we have some interesting news with the models, and I'll be back to tell you more.
Right. It's a big formula, and it's
in a few minutes.
We've got to rebel. We have got to rebel. People have to start calling these news stations and say, cut out this crap.
You know what? We don't have to rebel because we're the lemmings.
Right.
We're the lemmings. We're going to watch it no matter what.
I know we're going to watch it no matter what, but I'm mad at it.
They have got to be accountable.
They're not.
They've got to be accountable. Bob Ryan! You effed up my weekend. My whole weekend was based on snow.
Sure. Did you go out to the stores and load up on everything?
No, I made my wife do it.
Your wife likes to do it.
And she was out of her mind.
Right.
She went and here's how panicked we were. I mean, we all bought into this at about 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. Frida came down. She said, oh, my God. They're saying we're going to get 30 inches of snow. We were going to go to the store Saturday afternoon and get stuff for dinner on Saturday night. She said, I better go right now. She was at the store for an hour and a half on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock.
That's the way to do it.
All those pig effers. You pig effers, and I'm talking about you, the weather people. How dare you?
I mean, I think more than any other winter that I can remember, this winter, I I no more will watch a weather forecast and really believe in it. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I really won't, unless I've got Doppler radar telling me what it's going to do in 5 seconds because they've got that little pink dot. I have lost all confidence. I mean, I really almost will be planning what I do on the weekend going the opposite way of the weather forecast.
And why is it so tough for them to be honest? Why couldn't they have come on last week and said, hey, you know what, there's the chance we could get snow, but there's an equally good chance because we live south of the Mason-Dixon line that we could get no snow. How come they had to come on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Biggest snowstorm in 50 years, paralyzing the city. They were so desperate, they were showing videotape
of old snowstorms
of 1996, saying this is what it could be like.
I think the way they do it, the way that whenever we've really grilled these guys live on the air, and we've spoken to many of them, they get computer models on their little program, and that's what they forecast with. It's what the computer is telling them, and they have 2 or 3 of these models, and if they get one, just one that says there's a chance that there could be an incredible snowstorm, they jump on it. And that's when they it's like, well, the computer has allowed me now to throw the world into a panic.
Well, why don't they give odds? I mean, they have computers pick the Super Bowl every year, and you can go to Vegas and you can get the odds. How come they don't give you the odds? Like, how come Bob Ryan doesn't come on Channel 4 and say, hey, you know what? 2 feet of snow? 30-1.
They ought to do that. They could do that.
No snow at all? 5-1.
They really ought to be more sensitive to that, and giving us the really, and that would be a great way to lay it out.
And don't you also get the feeling that I do that today, when we get no snow and when it's sunny and it's 40 degrees, that as they're talking, they're mocking us. As they're giving the weather, as they're saying,
right,
well, it could have been worse. We really dodged a massive bullet. It could have been bad. You know what they're saying? Hey, you dumb effer.
Yeah.
You watched all weekend.
Look at our ratings.
Fap.
Look at our local news ratings just going through the roof.
You big dummy. You sat with your big fat ass on the couch.
Right.
And you believed us all weekend. And you know what? You're going to come back and you're going to believe us next time.
For the sheer purpose of punishment, we ought to get a meteorologist on this show.
Oh, I guarantee there will not be one with the Stones to come on today.
And he'd have to be... No, I'm talking about our own guy. Whenever there was a major weather event, he'd have to come on and he'd have to tell us what he thought it was going to do. And if he was wrong, he'd have to go out there and, be duct taped to a tree.
There's not a weatherman alive that would do that. Not one. And you know what the anchor
Nobody
people...
from News Channel 7?
And make Charlie Stossel do it, since you already take what he says and reverse it anyway.
And the
Charlie call the weather.
The anchor people are just as bad.
Right.
Getting everything stirred up. Well, it'll be a good night to stay in tonight because the big snow is coming.
The one thing I didn't do is I didn't change any of my plans on the weekend. I absolutely didn't. We didn't go to the grocery store. We didn't do anything.
Same here.
Because as soon as I heard a modify,
not us.
I just said,
not the numbnuts family.
It's going to be crap.
We were in total panic mode.
I normally have this little arrangement that I do with the cars when we're going to get a snowstorm. Back this in here, point this in this direction, do this. And I get out of my car yesterday afternoon and I look and I go, no, I'm not doing it for you. No, I'm not going to do it this time.
I was believing it even this morning when I got up, when nothing was happening, and they were still saying it's still going to swoop around on the second time around and get us.
When they said yesterday, the forecast said, it looks like we're not going to get the snow because the temperature is not falling quickly enough. That's when I thought we were going to get snow. That's when I really thought, because I go the opposite direction. I said, it felt a little colder, but then, nothing happened.
Who is accountable for this?
No one.
Stand up!
I think it's a conspiracy, too.
Channel 4, Channel 5, Channel 7, Channel 9, Channel 2, Channel 11, Channel 13. Stand up, you asswipes.
Absolutely.
I dare any of you to call up and tell me that you blew it. You friggin' blew it. There's no blizzard.
No.
And don't tell me that it's snowing in Caribou, Maine, because you don't deliver the weather forecast for Caribou, Maine. You deliver the weather forecast for Washington, D.C.
The national forecasters got it wrong, too. Mm-hmm. Those that were saying that it was going to be, first it was, it was going to be Baltimore, not Washington. Then it was going to be Philadelphia, not Baltimore. Then it was going to be New York and not Philadelphia. I mean, they all are just like dominoes because they get so excited about what their computer vomits out to them.
Please.
Jesus Christ, ridiculous.
I'd like to clunk them all on the head with a snow shovel. I really would. Bob Ryan, Doug Hill, Sue Kalpalka, Copper. or shut. The Baltimore guys. The Philly guys. The New York guys. Al Roker.
Al Roker deserves it.
Tony Perkins. Big fat guy on the CBS Hello, Good Morning show.
Mark McEwen.
Yes. All of them. Jesus Christ. You can all eat me raw. I'm serious.
It's ridiculous.
And not once do they come on and say we made a mistake.
And
we're sorry.
I feel most sorry for the kids.
Yeah.
I really do. Because I remember how I felt. I mean, when I was a kid, it would, that was a jailable offense. When they would come on, hey, okay, nothing. And how many kids didn't do homework last night?
Well, I know it was a battle.
Rob, I know you didn't do yours.
I know it was a battle to get our kid to do his homework because he was positive last night, and I guess by about 7 o'clock last night, it finally started to dawn on me that, been effed again.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to snow.
Totally effed again.
I said to him, you better finish your homework. He said, no, school will be delayed.
Every major snowstorm that was forecast, every significant snowstorm of over 6 inches was BS. Yep. Every single one they predicted this year, they blew it. Their statistics, they would be batting. They would not be in AAA. They would not be in AA. They would be in A ball.
No, you know what they are? Mr. Blutarski. Yep. 0.00.
It is the worst job of winter weather forecasting that has ever been done in Washington's history. You know how I know that? Oh. I don't. There you go. I'm just saying.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's all right to make stuff up.
Well, can I say it again? Because it sounds like I have a book with it in front of me. This is the single worst job of winter weather forecasting that has ever taken place in the history of our nation's capital, and they should be held accountable for it.
And it ain't so bad that they screwed up the forecast. But just don't walk around with the carrot on the string for 4 days, and then when it doesn't happen, just say, well, we told you it might happen. Come on, you didn't say that.
Nobody else is allowed to do that in their job. Nobody else is allowed to BS us and get us into a frenzy. There should be some criminal liability for this.
Amen, brother.
Criminal liability. Because there are people that probably headed out and that were on the roads that shouldn't have been because they were going to do something.
I got a guy here who says he spent $30,000 and bought a 4-wheel drive this weekend.
There you go.
Hey.
Hello, idiot.
Hey, what's happening, John and Mike? Yeah, I live out there in Crofton, man, and my wife's watching the radio, listening to the TV, all that crap.
Watching the radio.
Let's get rid of the old truck. Let's put a plow on it. Let's get a plow. And I'm a black guy. What do I know about snow, right? Hey, what do I know about snow? I said, all right, well, let's go get a new truck, honey. We go and get a new truck. Guess what? No freaking snow with a 4-wheel drive truck.
You know that this guy is not the only one that did that. You know what you should do?
There were several people there with me. That's the thing. We're all $30,000 for a truck with a plow on the front. A freaking Ford. That's what I got.
You should run over Bob Ryan with that car.
Thanks to my lovely, lovely wife of 13 years.
This guy's bitter.
Thank you, my friend. I'm telling you, I don't think the TV stations know the level.
No.
I mean, I know we yell at them all the time when they get the weather wrong.
You know, they do research. You know, they're looking at this and say, hey, if we really hype this up, we'll make sure everybody's tuning in. That's what they're all about.
But I don't think they know the level of the backlash that people are feeling about this storm. When you come on and say this is going to be the worst snowstorm in 50 years.
Right.
And then we don't have one snowflake?
Are you aware of any other show, at least in this area, that gives people this opportunity to vent after this?
No, I don't.
Because nobody gets as mad as you and I do at these weather forecasters, and I think this is good. This is healthy. Let them hear you. Let them hear how frustrated you are at this crap.
Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I think an apology is really not enough here. I think, they should initiate some program where the weather guys are financially responsible for, the 60 gallons of milk that I had to run out and buy, all that kind of crap. What kills me is they have these, what do they have to, like a Doppler 9 million now or something to that effect? And they still have the weather watchers, which are basically guys out who live in Laurel, that they call and say, hey, is it wet in your backyard? Yeah, it sure is,
Right, okay, thank you. Excellent point, my friend.
We are so not alone on this. We are so among our friends when it comes to this.
Don and Mike Show.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Welcome to the Kill the Weatherman Show.
Well, I think, though, what's the best is, don't you love the commercials with Doug Hill saying how he left Channel 9 because he's totally dedicated to giving the best weather report possible, and Channel 7's 100% dedicated to, giving you the best weather reports and how they have all this new top-of-the-line equipment.
Channel 7's guaranteed to giving it to you up the a-hole. That's what they're guaranteed. Channel 7 says, if you're going to watch us, take your pants off and bend over. You're going to watch News 7. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, it's pretty interesting. I've been watching weather like you guys forever and ever, and it's like, what other job, do you know that you could be wrong 75% of the time and not get fired?
No job. There's no job. And let's face
I'd
it.
be out on my ear. And, the other thing, too, is I wonder if they should, if they're getting kickbacks from all the stores, from all the things that are being bought, like, all the bread's gone, all the milk's gone, and I wonder if those weather people are getting kickbacks from all that because of increased revenue.
If we are talking about winter storm predictions, 75% is being enormously kind.
Right. They're wrong 90% of the time.
90% of the time.
And that is being generous.
Right.
Really it is. God, they're big efforts.
You can look at a forecast for a major winter storm this year, this winter in the Washington, D.C. area, and you will know that 9 times out of 10, it is BS.
Hello.
It's not true.
Don and Mike Show.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, man, I work for the federal government here in D.C.
Yes.
And let me just tell you, we get paid when it snows, and we don't have to go to work.
I know. The federal workers go nuts over that.
Yeah, you guys love it.
So there I am watching The Sopranos last night. Excellent. And, stay up late, play with the new computer, mess around, and there I got to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to see these knuckleheads telling me, didn't snow.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Sorry, we
see all the government workers in D.C. When someone pees on the road,
right?
They all get the day off. And even last night, that guy's probably right. Around the Sopranos time, I bet he was thinking, you know what? I don't have to go to bed because I'm not going to have to get up and go to work tomorrow.
And this is a forecast where it was a Sunday nighter that they were counting on. Okay, the best possible storm for people that have to go to work that might have a day off.
And you know that last night they knew we weren't going to get anything.
Right.
You know that they knew, but they didn't tell us. Why didn't you tell us?
That's right.
Why? We deserve the truth.
Of course we do.
God, you're all bastards. You really are.
You should be. It should be a prosecutable offense.
Amen. You should be hung by your thumbs in a public forum.
Right.
You really should. Be like Gladiator. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Don Mike.
Yeah, hi.
Radio God. Take a aviation weather forecast class so you can learn how to interpret what Bob Ryan is not telling you.
Oh, please. I'm not going to take a class so I can learn that the dope on Channel 4 doesn't know how to tell the weather.
Well, I've talked about Bob Ryan before. I will tell you that this gentleman has a language of his very own.
He's the master of the doublespeak.
He expresses himself in sentence fragments that you cannot decipher. He is a genius in his own mind when it comes to these almanacs and stuff, and the guy does not make any sense at all.
And basically what he does is he covers his ass. But I'm telling you, and I wish, one of these times I'm going to remember to tape these guys. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there was no double talk.
Right.
There was no waffling. It was, it's coming. It's going to be the biggest storm ever. You better get your supplies.
Bob Ryan will give you a sentence like this. He will come on and say, well, we've missed the snow, but I'll tell you right now, some snow could be coming into our area very soon. He has said that. I swear to God. He has made sentences. He's put together sentences like this where he says, well, the major winter event is not as certainly going to arrive, but I'll tell you right now, we've got some people out there that are really thinking about some serious snow that might be in there, but I really don't see a real chance of anything significant, but there could be some significant accumulation. And I'm sitting there going, ah!
You would not tolerate that from a news anchor.
No, he is really
if a news anchor came on and said, hey, today in Seattle, a man went into a Kmart and shot 10 people. We'll have details coming up. And then you find out that it's a kid that went into school in San Diego today and shot people up.
Right, exactly. You wouldn't tolerate it.
You would say, boy, that guy told us something wrong.
Yeah, and it was wrong all the way across the board.
If a guy came on and said, hey, great news, the Giants killed the Ravens in the Super Bowl.
Right.
After the game had been played.
Do you know what? Seriously, I wish it was for the storm, but I seriously challenge our listeners that watch that Channel 4 weathercast, transcribe it. If somebody has the inclination, transcribe what he says word for word and send it to us, and I guarantee you, for any weather forecast,
it's gobbledygook.
You read it, and it'll be...
Here's the guy that says he called Bob Ryan this morning and cussed at him.
Oh, good.
Is that true?
Yeah, I called him. I was so pissed that I told him, I said, hey, I like your weather forecast. You can suck my balls. He just hung up on me. He didn't even try to retaliate.
Gee, I'm amazed at that he hung up on you when you said that.
How did you get through? Would you just call Channel 4?
Yeah, he just asked for Bob Ryan.
Hey, Bob, suck my balls. All right, bye-bye. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
I like it.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I was thinking if you guys...
Hello?
A weatherman down there?
Yeah, Bob Ryan?
Yeah, right here. What can I do for you?
Suck my balls.
Hey, I'll go... if you guys want somebody that'll seriously make predictions and be wrong about it...
No, listen, we've got plenty of guys wearing expensive suits and plenty of big cow women wearing polka dot dresses who can give us the wrong forecast. Please get out of here. We got those on every single station.
Weather Center, Bob Ryan here.
Hey, Bob, suck my balls.
Oh, thank you.
And what's even worse now is that it's not just one guy. They've all got friggin' weather teams.
Yes, huge amounts of employees.
You know, they got 4 or 5
Still on that last guy.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Don and Mike, I'm a 15-year-old student, sophomore in high school, and I didn't do any of my homework last night, and my teachers didn't even come prepared to school today. They didn't even create lesson plans. It was pretty much a free-for-all in class.
Yeah, honestly, if I was a teacher, I'd make it pizza day today.
Right.
Seriously, no lesson plans.
Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Do you think Don and Mike that Bob's getting a kickback from Giant? How much groceries did they sell on Saturday?
Oh, I mean, you really do. Economically, you do have to take that into account.
You're not the first guy to ask that question. Hey, Rob?
Yeah.
Give me the phone number at Channel 4. I call Bob Ryan. Tell him to suck my balls. Really.
Oh, my God.
All those guys. I mean, and we just single out Bob Ryan because he's the master of double speak, but they're all equally bad.
Yes.
And, don't you think we'd have a lot more respect for one of those guys if they just came on and said, hey, guess what?
I have no clue.
We really blew it.
There is such a convergence of systems right here. There is such a differential between weather fronts and temperatures aloft and below that I really have absolutely no idea what it's going to do. But I'll tell you one thing. You'll survive it no matter what it is. And there's really no need to take your ass out to the local grocery store because you're not going to starve. This is America. We have vehicles.
And don't put that number away yet, Rob. I can get through. Hold on.
Here's your forecast. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. You could be hit by a bus.
Okay, keep that out for a second.
MC4.
Yes, hi. This is the Don and Mike Show. We're on the air right now. May we please speak to the weather department?
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, we have to say we're on the air again to these gentlemen, too.
Right, I know.
NBC4 Weather, may I help you?
Yeah, hi. This is the Don and Mike Show. We're on the air right now. We're wondering, is Bob Ryan around, or how about Burger Jeff, Tom Curine?
Hold on.
Thank you.
There we go.
Hello. Hello. Hey, yeah, Bob Ryan. How would you like to suck my ball?
Oh, God. And after Friday's show, I'm paranoid. Is that getting on the air?
Hello?
Bob.
Yes.
This is Don and Mike. We're on the air. Do you mind going on the air with us?
We want to give you a hard time, Bob.
I can't imagine why.
We want to yell at you, Bob. Do you mind coming on the air and so we can yell at you?
Come on, just for a second.
All right, for a second.
Okay, just for a second.
Bob, what were you doing, Bob?
Bob, come on. Tonight at 6 o'clock, are you going to get on the air and say that you guys blew the forecast?
Which forecast?
All of them.
No.
No.
24-hour forecast. We on Friday, the forecast for Saturday was correct. On Saturday, the forecast for Sunday was correct. On Sunday, the forecast for Monday was correct.
Oh.
Yes, there was the chance that there would be a big storm, and actually up in New England, the people up there would I'm sure, trade places with. They're going to get 1 to 2 feet of snow.
Well, we don't live there, Bob.
I know, but it was always, I think we all have to be extra careful, make sure that we communicate better in the future but I did not go on the air and say rush to your local supermarket and stock up on bread, milk, and toilet paper.
That was
and all of the condensed soup. My boss was seeing people running out taking all the condensed soup off the shelves. I did not. Nobody said this is going to be Armageddon. This is going to be the end of the world.
Well, hey, Bob, that's a good idea for the next weathercast. If there's a winter storm, simply say, hey, but don't go crazy here. Just a little caveat.
As a matter of fact, on Friday, I said I would not change any plans at this point.
Do you have a tape of that?
I do.
If you send us a tape of you saying that on Friday, I swear to God we'll play that on the show.
Okay. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I said there's no. It's much too early to panic. You can panic tomorrow.
Okay, there you go.
No, but I also said, that at that point, and it did late Friday, it looked a little bit more certain that a storm would be forming off the coast. But on Friday, I said that it was 50-50 whether it would even form, and people should stay informed.
Well, Bob, you should know that the Don and Mike show is known as the weatherman's friend.
Oh, I know.
Well, Bob,
and I know you guys are stuck in the whole weekend preparing, and I know you have plenty of bread and toilet paper right now.
Absolutely.
But you always do that anyhow, right?
Yes, we do. Bob, would you just, on behalf of all the weather guys, would you just say I'm sorry?
I'm. If anybody that was greatly inconvenienced, I'm sorry, and I'm especially sorry that there was not school canceled this morning.
All right. How about that? All right, we accept that. You're a brave man, Bob Ryan.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Very good.
Oh, and Bob, suck my balls.
You didn't hear that.
No, I hung up on it first.
Of course. Oh, my God, that's funny. I am amazed he never does that.
Yeah, well,
he never. I think it shows you the gravity of the situation.
He must be feeling the pressure.
Yeah, that's it's so funny that I didn't say panic. Not for Saturday. Hey, now.
Meanwhile,
I want to point out. I really want to point out what he said. What he said was the forecast for Saturday was a good one, and the forecast that we gave for Saturday on Friday was accurate, and the forecast that we gave on Saturday for Sunday was accurate. That is what he is telling you right there, because that one guy that called us that said outside of that 24-hour window, it is extraordinarily difficult to really hone it, and you can't do that. That's what he's telling you. So these 5-day forecasts, ladies and gentlemen, they are crap. They're crap.
You know what? I just remembered hearing his voice. Did you see the crawl they were running on Channel 4 on Sunday afternoon? They go, deet, 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 and it would start and say, from the Channel 4 weather desk, ... This is Bob Ryan, ... Oh, my God, it's coming from Bob Ryan. Read this now.
All right, well, you heard it. He apologized, kind of.
I think he gave you a real... No, he did qualify it, didn't he? Absolutely,
yeah. That's the closest you're ever going to get.
He never apologizes
from Bob Ryan.
That's, you know what? I think the only one that we haven't had in our sights is Mr. Hill.
And if Bob Ryan will send us a tape of him on Friday...
Hill and Palka, we haven't gotten them.
Oh, who needs Sue Palka?
Oh, I do. You better believe I do.
All right, well, there's a weatherman.
Do I?
You heard it. He apologized. Said he's very sorry. He's very sorry.
He's got an almanac.
He sure does.
But he does that. Even during our little conversation there, he was doing a little of his sentence fragments.
Sure. He's beautiful. You go into politics.
He's got to be don't you think, he's probably the guy that's pulling down the most gelt.
And he's also got to be the guy today who wouldn't dare show his face in public. I got to think it's got to be, he's got to be glad that crazy kid shot up all those people in San Diego.
Right.
Because by the end of today, everybody will forget about how mad we are at the weatherman.
He's out there getting his own bread, milk, and toilet paper, and he's wearing one of those little Groucho mustaches.
Yeah, that's right. He has to go out incognito, or like Michael Jackson. Wear one of those surgeon's masks or something.
Hi, I have a prescription to pick up for Bob Ryan. No, I don't know Bob myself. I'm just picking up the prescription.
He's lucky that someone doesn't give him a golden shovel rectally. Really, and that's his big thing. He's
Bob's golden shovel.
He's got the golden shovel.
Right.
That, if you predict the first snowfall, Bob will come to your house and will actually shovel your driveway. Sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'll give him credit. He came on the air.
Came on the air with the guy. Always have to give a guy credit for doing that.
Yeah. All right.
That's it, though. That's where the credit ends, right there.
Please. He screwed it up as bad as the rest of them. All right, let's break. I'd like to break. Thank you.
Here it is.
And try to give away $500 with secret song number 7. Wow. What, Rob? I can't read your writing. What did it say?
For rain predictions, he should do the golden shower.
Okay. All right.
With Tom Curine and Bob Ryan.
But not Sue Palka.
Be the 100th caller now, and you get a shot at $500 if you can identify secret song number 7.
Bob Ryan, you see Tom Curine on the scaffolding above my head.
877-365-3636. Be call 100 right now.
Number 1, Arbitron rated, the Don and Mike Show.
What exactly are we looking at here?
What do you mean? What's
I mean, is it
Is it the Frank or the D?
Right.
I don't know. It looks like, I think it's a little bit of both.
Break the vein!
Perpetually battling J.D.
Every day.
The Don and Mike Show.
Every day we are. Oh, yeah. All right, I got to tell you about some weekend stuff here in a second. Of course, we'll be reviewing Sopranos. A little extra special Sopranos surprise if you watched the pre-show last night. Lisa was at the tanning place again. We'll be viewing her tan. That's right. And, hold on a second. Got to do the contest here. Caller 100 time right now. Hello, Don and Mike Show. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Listen, you call 100.
Oh, my God.
Yes, it's you.
Serious?
Yes, and I know, I forgot. We got a Las Vegas-style show tomorrow night we got to talk about.
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Oh, my God.
I know you were there for that meeting.
Yeah, I think I was, yeah.
Yes, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night in Fred Neck, Maryland.
All right.
What's your name?
Vicky.
Vicky, where are you from?
Reno.
Beautiful, Vicky. Oh, and we're going to have a big announcement for everybody in Reno. Yeah, we're going to make that show up to you. Hopefully we'll be able to tell you about that very soon. Vicky, you've won the limited edition ABC TV The Job wool bomber jacket.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
The Job, starring Dennis Leary, is ABC's new and original series. It premieres Wednesday, March 14th, 9:30, 8:30 Central on ABC. Now you're going to go for $500 with Secret Song number 7, a hit record from the 1990s. Give us title and artist, and you'll win $500.
Okay.
Please don't answer until Mike sings like.
Kind of a theme today, the Weather Girls.
And we wish you Godspeed.
Caller, name this secret song.
Great song. I was going to be singing that song while I was out shoveling the 2+ feet of snow. Thanks, Bob Ryan. If we give away the money today, it's courtesy of Main Street Title.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like the third weather girl.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
See, you got to see Mike, though. He gets up and actually dances.
Well, you can't do that unless you get up. You have to hit your feet for that one.
For $500, give us a title and artist. If you don't know, just guess.
Berlin and... Oh, that song from... Oh, shoot.
Do you mean Take My Breath Away?
Yes, Take My Breath Away, Berlin.
No.
He wouldn't have helped you if it...
Oh, we're sorry.
Yeah, I would have given you the answer if it was right.
Sure.
All right, thank you, though. Thanks. And don't forget, every guess is a clue for you. Clue for you. Thank you. We'll do it again soon. Now, you know, we're so mad at the weatherman, we didn't even come on and tell you that tomorrow night it's the return of the Las Vegas-style show. And, boy, are we excited going to Fred Neck, Maryland.
We are indeed. It's going to be a big one. I'm going to, of course, have to change some last-minute plans, but I'll be there.
The show tomorrow night, 9 o'clock at Club Exhale. Don't cost nothing to get in.
Right.
We're going to have the whole wacky gang out there, including Homo Joe and Dennis and Tom and Mr. 40 and Cheryl the Big Dyke.
Good.
It's the standard Las Vegas-style show.
Yay.
Okay?
We're going to have a great time, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody in Frederick.
There ain't going to be no problems with the liquor board or with the ABC people or with the Bible thumpers who are already worried that we're coming up there. Mm-hmm. All the girls will be wearing pasties on their nips.
Very good.
And we're working on the bottoms.
Very good. Yes, we still got stuff left over from Reno.
Yeah, great show. Nude Feud, the underwear fashion show, the Homo Joe Challenge. And I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this yet, but somehow you and I are going to buy a free drink for everybody in there tomorrow night.
We'll try to figure it out.
Yeah, well, I think we just give away a ticket. Everybody, when you come through the door, you get a ticket, and that's
absolutely
good for your free drink from us as our way of saying thank you for making the show #1 Arbitron rated again.
Very good.
So we will look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, the Las Vegas-style show at Exhale in Fred Neck, Maryland, 9 p.m. Don't ask me where it is, because I'm not driving there. Having a car come pick us up.
Wow. Yeah, we're it's far, and we like to enjoy ourselves, and you don't want to do that.
We're not sure where the place is, and frankly, you don't want to get lost in Fred Neck, Maryland.
It's a big metropolitan area.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful, Fred Neck.
I've been to Frederick many times.
Really?
Yes.
All I know about Frederick is the Francis Scott Key Mall, which is an insult to the word mall.
Well, I'll tell you, if you know that, you know Frederick.
Okay.
Pretty good driving range up there.
We will see you tomorrow night. Now listen, this weekend. Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
There's our producer, Chuck Broyle. We had this dinner with the boss on Saturday night.
You're a better man than I am. I'm glad you had. How was it?
It was fine. Ken Stevens and his wife Roz and their son Douglas, who's a real cute kid.
Yeah.
They came over at about 7 o'clock on Friday night, and all day or Saturday night rather, all day on Saturday, Frida kept saying to me, the first thing you got to say when they come through the door is, hey, I was just kidding with all the stuff that I said on the air. You guys should have known that. So
You're the only one that knows that it's really true.
Yeah, but I was practicing this all day. I was actually standing at the door and imagining the Stevens coming through and me saying, hey, don't you know what I'm kidding?
Who loves you?
Hey, you wouldn't be here if I didn't really like you.
Come on in, pal.
So they came in and I gave that to them, and they seemed to, well, frankly, I don't know if they believed it or not, but they were there.
It was the gesture that counted.
Immediately, I don't know what it is about Ken in a social situation, but immediately, as soon as he walked through the door, he hadn't even taken his jacket off yet. He pulled out some papers out of his pocket. He comes in and he goes, I got something I want to show you. We go stand in the kitchen where we have the big breakfast nook, and he lays out these papers, and it's all this like financial stuff from Westwood One, right? That's the first thing he did. He came by my house and he goes, "See how much better the show's doing financially here? And look at this, look at this." And I'm looking at it. And I'm thinking, wait, why are you doing this? This is supposed to be social.
Well, it's the way Ken breaks the ice. He wants to give you some good news about the show as an icebreaker to alleviate his social discomfort.
So then we had a drink.
Quickly, I'm sure.
Yes, that was, they got their coats off. I told them, put the paperwork away. Tonight is strictly social. I had a martini. Shock. Ken had simply vodka on the rocks. And Roz enjoyed a wonderful Cosmopolitan.
Wow.
While Frida was drinking her one of her 8 bottles of wine that she had on Saturday night. So we had, wonderful banter. We bantered with the Stevens for about an hour and a half.
What was on the menu?
Steak.
Very good.
And some pasta.
Oh, good.
And my wife did it fine. She did everything just great.
You didn't cook the meat?
I did grill the meat outside.
You grilled the meat, okay.
Grilled the meat outside. Thought that was going to be where Ken and I were going to be most of the evening, but as it turns out, I didn't. I just left the steaks. I didn't stand out there and play with the steaks. I would go out and look at them come back in, go out and look at them come back in. It was not as bad as I thought it would be.
Rather pleasant evening?
Yes.
Not an unpleasant evening.
No. If just Roz and Douglas had come, it would have been a great evening.
Right.
Ken, for whatever reason, in social situations,
he's uncomfortable.
Just, he's nervous, and that makes me nervous.
Right.
And even though he was drinking, he was still kind of nervous. I mean, I think he was waiting at any moment for the closet to open and all you guys come out and go, hey.
Felt like maybe somebody was overhearing him, right?
Yeah.
He just couldn't let his guard down.
It's the way that he is, but
It's been tense. That's understandable. He's been to your home before and been more at ease, hasn't he?
Yeah, but we've had all that behind-the-scenes stuff going on
some serious
recently.
stuff, heavy stuff.
So it was about 10 o'clock, and we were finishing the dinner, and Frida got an apple pie. Everybody's having a piece of apple pie. And I know the Stevens thought that this was a pre-planned move, but I swear to God it was not. Robbie, where's the doorbell sound effect? Because it was about, they've been there about 3 hours, and all of a sudden, and I turn around and, hey, we're invaded by the British. The Brits invaded. They came down. And,
the people you wanted to come.
Now, this is the problem that I had said on the air that they would be our neighbors, the British people.
That's so cool that you got neighbors like that.
That they would be a great buffer couple.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I swear to God, I didn't know that they were going to show up, right? I didn't know it. And this is why I feel bad. I'll tell you why I feel bad. My only regret towards the Stevens on Saturday night was that as soon as Gary and Sarah, our neighbors, arrived, it went from being a sedate dinner party to being a real party.
A shindig.
Where the music got turned up a little bit.
Right.
The next thing you know, Gary's dancing with my wife. I am dancing with his wife.
Right.
And at one point, we're out there, the 4 of us dancing, and I looked over and I realized that the Stevens weren't dancing.
Oh, dear.
They weren't dancing.
Uh-oh.
That you know,
They felt like outsiders.
well, I don't think that
They felt ostracized.
I
in their home.
don't know that they felt ostracized. All I know is that the party moved into another gear when the Brits arrived.
Did Ken seem amused at the Brits?
I couldn't tell you.
Right.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, Ken was all the way at one end of the table,
Right.
and I was all the way at the other end of the table. So most of my conversations were with the people who
Were you able to curb your enthusiasm when the British couple showed up? 'Cause
No.
I know that if it was late in the evening, you'll say, hey!
and that's exactly what happened, and that's why I feel.
Yeah.
That's why I feel just a touch of remorse today, because I know that they think. I think the Stevenses think that we set that up on purpose.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, we didn't set it up on
You had
purpose.
talked about them being a buffer couple.
Right, and Frida poo-pooed that idea.
Mhm.
And as it turns out, they had been out doing other stuff, and they, drove by, saw the lights were on,
Rock and roll.
came by, and at that point, the party really got cooking. Really, really got cooking. And at that point, I think, now it was me, not Frida, I think at that point that I became a bad host.
Right.
Because at that point, I started to forget that Ken and Roz were there.
Oh, yes, the outsiders.
And was just
The out-of-towners.
was just rapping with the British people, and I had to catch myself because we would talk about inside stuff. I mean, not secret stuff, but stuff
Right.
that the four of us knew about, and you know how it is when you're at a party and somebody says something about somebody and you laugh, and then you turn and someone doesn't know what the conversation's about.
Sure.
And then you try to bring them up to speed, and no matter how wittily you manage to tell the story, the other person really doesn't get it.
Well, it seems to me, I also socialize with my neighbors, and you know people for a long time. They know you. You have dynamics with those people that are not, other people are not privy to, and it's difficult to. It's probably difficult to observe that, I would imagine.
But Ken and Roz hung in there. They did not pack up and leave. And once we all stopped dancing, we sat down again.
The four of you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I feel weird about it.
Did you see Ken going over to the bar again when you started dancing?
No, I don't think. No, I think he was on the wine train.
Okay.
By that time,
Very good.
that we had. By the time we had dinner, we're just drinking wine, and Freddie just kept going to get another bottle of wine. Who wants more wine? Who wants
more wine?
Who wants more wine?
More mutton. Bring me more mutton.
I would say overall it was a very enjoyable evening.
Any business transpired? Did he indicate anything to you that would make our professional lives better?
Yes.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did.
But I'm glad he does.
Now,
even
of
if it's
course, though,
business.
I want to say, I was drunk. He was drunk.
Right. Yes.
Who knows what...
You never know what he's saying. Right, exactly.
I'm going to try to find this phone, though. He's here today.
Oh, good. This is always my favorite part of a social encounter between you and Ken, when you call Ken to verify that some of the things he said are true.
While you're dialing, I want to tell you Vice President Dick Cheney has been admitted to a hospital with chest pains.
Wow.
Again.
God, that didn't take long.
No.
Wow.
All right.
Bad? Any degree or anything like that? Hi, Ken.
Ken, Don and Mike.
Hi, Don and Mike.
Hi. Ken.
Yes.
Dick Cheney's in the hospital.
We just, as we were calling you, Buzz broke in with the bulletin that the Vice President has been admitted to the hospital with chest pains.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Buzz, how dare you upset my cadence? Here,
I'm sorry.
I was on a wonderful roll, and he broke in with the...
Who becomes Vice President if Cheney can't do it?
Army Archard?
Rob Spiewak.
I believe they don't fill the seat, but if they're both removed, Secretary of... who is it?
Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House would step up. He's the next in line, but they don't necessarily fill the position.
So if we don't have our Vice President, we just don't have a Vice President?
It won't be the dude who said the N-word this weekend?
No.
On TV?
Fortunately not.
And who's that guy?
Senator Robert Byrd of West Virginia.
Yeah, right. Did you hear about that?
No.
He was on a talk show, and he said, I know lots of white N-words.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, get those doddering
He was
teeth.
talking about how great race relations are.
Unbelievable.
Especially in the fine state of West Virginia.
So, Ken.
Yes, sir.
Hi there. Listen, we're discussing Saturday night.
Don said he had a fantastic time, Ken.
And I hope you did.
I had a great time.
I hope you did. I hope, and seriously, my only concern is that you and Roz think that the British people coming over was something we had planned. I swear we had not planned that. We did not know that they were going to drop in.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
I mean, that's okay.
No.
They were really nice.
Yeah, it tells me that he thought that they were. It wasn't
and I
planned.
thought that you would think that because I was, said on the air they'd be a good buffer couple. I was totally caught off guard when they came over, and so was Frida.
Yeah, you did look kind of surprised.
Now, did you...
Especially since, what time did we all leave?
Very late.
I know, because when I got home, I said, oh, my God.
Very late. Yeah, you guys... Yeah, that was a record for the Stevens in our home.
That's good.
At what point... Just let me ask you. When everybody was dancing, what were you and Roz thinking? I mean, do you think we swing with them or something? Because Gary immediately grabbed Frida's hand and said, let's dance. And then Sarah, his wife, said to me, well, don't you like this song?
Right.
Let's dance to this song.
Dancing right away.
Yes.
How soon after they arrived did the dancing begin?
Oh, I think that was kind of late in the evening.
A couple hours.
But
maybe.
let me tell you this: he dances at home. It's exactly the way he dances at the Christmas party.
Okay.
Okay. I've got the mental picture now.
No, there was nothing. There was nothing swinging about that. Believe me.
Come on. I'm an excellent dancer. It was a lot of the, not disco dancing. It was like,
ballroom dance.
holding her and,
really?
yeah.
Did you dip?
No, I didn't dip.
I'm just checking.
My wife was sitting right there watching me.
Okay.
Did you tell them what the songs were?
I know one of the songs was Aretha Franklin.
Wow.
Respect? No, that one. Till you come back to me, that's all I'm gonna do. And frankly, I don't remember what the other song was. Do you?
I'm gonna sing on your door.
Ken, do you remember the other song?
No, I think that was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I mean, they're bad songs. Here's what I wanted to ask. Any of the stuff Mike was just asking me, that, said, did you guys talk any business? And I mentioned that we talked some business.
Yeah, we talked a little business.
Okay. The business that we talked, was that real talk or was that drunk talk?
Yeah.
Oh, a little of both. Yeah. Okay.
We talked more than we probably would have talked sober. Totally sober.
But I remember.
I remember all of that. I think that was a pretty interesting conversation.
And I wasn't so drunk that I don't remember everything that was said.
No, I don't think you were drunk.
Oh, no, I was. I was, but I was not drunk like I've been before. I was tipsy.
Back to the Christmas party again.
Yeah.
No, that was
So all that stuff that was all.
Yeah, I'd say that was pretty real.
Okay.
I remember it.
Okay. Good. Excellent.
That's good.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, then it was a good time, and
a good time was had by all.
I say bad stuff about you all the time, but your kid is great, and really you should check and see if that kid is adopted or not.
I'll do. I know.
Because Douglas is a wonderful kid. At one point, he just got tuckered out.
Right.
I mean, he'd been running around and playing.
Having a good time?
Well, just look, he's down on the floor. He's just on the floor.
Out?
Yeah. Our two dogs were laying on the floor sleeping, and about 5 feet away from them was Douglas, who was just OUT.
What's Douglas, 6 now, Ken?
Yeah, he's 6.
Wow. 6 years old. That's what 6-year-olds do.
In fact, another half hour, I'd have been down there with him.
It was a very nice time, and thank you for coming.
Oh, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Jesus Christ, that was awkward.
I know. Well, I got to do it.
I know. I understand.
I got to do it.
Thank you. Bye.
I got the lecture from Mommy today.
Right.
Don't say anything bad.
You did good.
Well, nothing bad happened.
No, you didn't say anything bad.
No.
You sound like you had a good time. As good a time as he can have.
Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
Well, hi, my boo-boo.
I just talked to Ken. Everything's fine.
Good. No, I thought we all had I had a great time. I thought they did too.
My only concern was that they thought that we had set up the thing. Wow, what phone are you on? That's an awful hum.
I know. It's been that way all day. I heard you say that, and that didn't even occur to me till you said that, and then I thought, I'm glad you clarified that for him.
That I bet. Well, you better say that we didn't know it, because he won't believe me, but he'll believe you.
No, I think he wouldn't believe you, but we were genuine. He was right. We were genuinely surprised, and we were both giddy enough not to be that good of an actor.
Yeah, it was like, they came and went.
You were genuinely pleasantly surprised. Is what you were. Yeah.
No, it was a very Gary had been out of town, had just gotten into town that day. I mean, from overseas. So I didn't even say anything. I had no idea. You know, you would think a person would be exhausted. I know my husband flies to, if he's in the Frederick, he's exhausted.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Excuse me for working for a living, not having a job like Gary, where all he does is fly in an airplane to Hong Kong and have some freaking meeting, and then get on the airplane and fly back home. And
you're the one that everybody feels sorry for because you really work hardest of everybody.
Oh, I work harder than either of those other two guys.
I know, and all that off-air time you have to spend watching TV really adds up.
Oh, please. Like Ken doesn't watch TV, like Gary doesn't watch TV.
Yeah, but they at least, they don't have the audacity to say to their wives, when I look at you, like, why aren't you doing something that you're working when you're watching The White Shadow? I still haven't put that together.
The White Shadow is recreational,
okay, got it.
That's recreation.
Yeah, but you're flipping in between the real working shows.
Yes, I go between, like, the Today Show and the White Shadow. I watch the news.
That is work.
I watch the news, and then I watch the White Shadow.
We have to be informed in this job.
And, honey, for the record, I just want this for the record. The dancing started not with me, but the dancing started with you and with him.
Yes, but I only danced one dance. And you turned into Denny Terrio.
Who is the celebrity that he most resembles? I don't think we've ever gotten a physical description of him.
Why'd you ask my wife that?
Frida, who is it Gary, the British guy?
Yeah.
Who is the celebrity that Gary most resembles?
Maybe Russell Crowe.
Really?
Oh, please.
Really?
Russell Crowe on Mars.
Is he a ruggedly good-looking kind of guy?
He is a nice-looking man.
In your wife's voice, when hearing her speak about this gentleman, she just had a little tone that sounds like there might be an attraction.
Oh, there obviously is an attraction there.
And I didn't know that until this very moment. So you think in your eyes, he's a little Russell Crowe-like?
By the time they got there, which was about 10:30, yes.
Okay.
But listen, I'm Russell Crowe at that point.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're crazy about the guy too.
Yeah, obviously, right.
You can take him into your chamber.
Let me say that I've at least kept my distance. I've kept some respectability. I haven't danced lewdly with.
That's right. You've done. Now that so he is a good-looking guy, huh?
Well, yes, Mike. Yes, he is. God, he's so dreamy. She's freaking beautiful. All right, sweetie.
All right, my boo-boo. I love you.
I love you too.
And for the record,
yes,
I only had to go to the grocery store not because I believed the forecast. I was not panicked.
Oh, yes, you were?
No, I had to go to the grocery store because I knew the grocery store would only get more jammed as the day went on. And it was right, because I got there before 9, and it wasn't that bad. But by the time I was in the checkout line, the lines were all the way into the aisles.
Right, it was crazy. And you were panicked. Don't worry about it. There's nothing to be ashamed about saying you were panicked.
You are the one who is glued to the TV panicking all day, not me.
No. You were glued. You were glued and you were panicked.
Mr. Fair, I say to you, why do you believe them? Because you're the first one to complain, but you're the first one to believe them.
I've made that analogy. I'm guilty of that. I'm a lemming.
Guilty of that. We both do that.
I'm a lemming.
Why we complain so much?
Because of my history with men, I don't trust them intrinsically. So a weatherman is just another form of a man, and I don't believe him.
Sue Palka's not going to like hearing that.
Yeah, well, I don't see her as much.
Sue Palka's a man. I got news for you. And do you want to talk about your doctor thing?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
It's no big deal. It happens during menopause. Your period's irregular. I'm going to get it checked out, but I just don't, you don't have to go into every little thing.
Okay, well,
Thank you for asking me on the air.
2 major periods in 2 weeks.
Thank you for bringing it up. And I think I said to you, this is just between me and you. Thank you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Love you.
I did too.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Little tense at home.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Little tense.
That time of year. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, it's that time of month again.
But it is that time of the year.
But I said to her, wasn't it just 2 weeks ago?
So I love the fact that it's March, because we're on the verge.
We're close.
We're on the verge of getting out of this. The doldrums that have been more doldy than they've ever been before.
Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Hey, good afternoon. I got a couple of questions for you.
Yeah.
Well, first of all...
Yeah, trouble.
First of all, you could take Bob Ryan's job when he retires because you go back and forth. I think that Ken's probably had such a bug up his butt because you said you were going to tape him, and he wouldn't even know it. So, of course, he's not going to let loose like you thought he was when you had him set up for being complete tight-ass by the time he got there.
This started with Bob Ryan, and it was all...
I don't know.
Because you're duplicitous. You're saying one thing on the show, saying how, no, you're kidding, you're not kidding, and then...
Yeah, of course. I said that to make Ken feel uncomfortable.
Well, you definitely succeeded. It sounds like he was had to bring over a lot of paperwork to fluff your ego and make you happy there.
You're trouble.
Yes, okay. What else can I do for you?
Well, of course people are going to go to the store and once they buy all those, eggs and milk and bread, they're going to have to get a lot of toilet.
He's trouble.
Tell me you can't say the X word.
Trouble. I knew inside of his third word he was trouble.
You can't say... The guy's, genius on the phone here says you buy bread and milk, of course, you're going to ask.
Anybody else besides me ever call you trouble, pal?
Not as often as I'd like, but they call me every now and then.
Right. Okay. All right, gotcha. Goodbye. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hey, guys. I'm in Burlington, Vermont.
Yes, hi.
And we have just 2 feet, almost 2 feet of snow already.
You show off, do you really?
Yeah, I wish that we had the same weather forecasters you guys had, because, boy, ours called it right.
Really?
I know I'm not going to get back into the whole weather thing, but I'm so tired of our weather forecaster saying, but if you live up in Maine or in Bangor, Maine, or in Portland, Maine, Caribou, Maine, we don't live there. We like the weather forecast here for Washington, D.C.
So Burlington's getting socked.
Oh, we're getting socked big time. I'm driving around in it all day. I'm a courier, and, well, it's been tough.
Right, and so you've got 2 feet on the ground already?
It's about 2 feet on the ground, but the roads are not quite as bad, but they're horrible.
And how much are you supposed to get when it's all over?
Oh, boy, I don't even know. I think they said about 2 feet, so hopefully it should stop. But it's still snowing, so I guess it shows you ours aren't that great either.
I'd love to live a place like that. I mean, just where they actually get the weather right.
You'd hate it up there, because it really does you get so tired of all the little things that go along with it. It gets crazy.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Hey, Don and Mike, Channel 8 has taken up on your idea about the weather forecasters. They've got a thing on right now. Do you trust the weather forecasters? And they have a number, and they actually have your friend Doug Hill on the air right now.
Channel 8.
Channel 8.
News Channel 8 on the cable.
Does
Doug Hill work for them, too?
Well, they're a sister station at Channel 7.
The numbers. Right. The number they have is 703-912-1430, and it's do you trust your forecasters?
Mm-hmm. And I hope people are voting no.
I don't know if it's I don't know exactly. I think you can call in and ask Doug Hill questions. That seems to be what's happening now. There's
Buzz, are you watching it? What are they doing?
I am, and right now a lady is saying it's not just this time, it's all the other times you were wrong.
Turn it up. Let me hear it. Can you do that? Here we go. Let's listen to Buzz's TV.
Those children looking for it better have a surprising element in it, like we did years ago when you saw, there it is, how beautiful.
I will agree with you, and I will retire from the business if you will pay for my poor kids' college education.
That's a good line.
The thing is, Rita, for instance, in tropical storms, hurricanes, people used to die. Why? Because of the element of surprise. Now you have
shut up.
days out in advance where the storm is and which way it's heading, and you get people the heck out of the way. I don't know. I think this element of surprise business may be overrated, Doug.
What is that? Wind?
You know what happens?
He's outside. The anchor is outside.
Pandemic throughout the television meteorology business. It's just natural that you want to pin it down. It's not that you want to be the first one to pin down the amounts, but you feel you have an obligation to the viewers that you have all these technology issues.
He's in major spin control. Just give me a headache.
Whatever station you're for, the folks watch you, that they rely on you.
Imagine poor Doug Hill, though. He comes in and they say, you got to go on Channel 8 right now. Right. You got to take live phone calls from angry viewers.
What's left of his boxer shorts or somewhere up in his small intestine.
But predictable. Many times this happens. And I think what we want to do, and I think what happens, and happened in this case, is if you saw some folks putting precipitation maps out on Friday saying we're going to get this many inches and this many inches, and then on Saturday they had to trim it back and say, well, we'll only get this many inches. That's one of the problems is, as a forecaster, if you jump too soon and you start calling for snowfall amounts, you get those expectations.
But he did it, though.
And then people are very disappointed when it doesn't come to pass. I think, really, and again, I'm just speaking for this time, although there are a lot of snowstorms. The blizzard of 66, we nailed that one. I was very happy with that.
66? Oh, my God.
So listen, we're all human.
Wow.
66.
Did he really just hear? Did I just hear that? Did he just say we did nail the blizzard of 66 35 years ago?
There you go. That's it. You can't improve on that.
Elements of how you relate to storms. Maybe
back in 1855, God damn. I believe I was pretty accurate on that forecast.
Disappointed. But I think there's a mistake. It's the mistake of trying to rush too quickly. It's almost, here's the thing.
Hey, at least they're dealing with it. I give Doug Hill credit. They're talking about it.
Trouble for doing that. And whether if you try to pin it down and call for accumulations before the storm even forms.
All right. Well, I've earned enough of that. Thank you, Buzz. Well, you heard Doug Hill's great response. He did call one correctly in 1966.
Back in 66, I remember there was a storm I got right. Yep, all the other weather forecasts were calling for sunny and 70.
That's the one he can fall back on.
Back on 66.
35 years ago, he got one right.
Back when I was doing it with the peace sign T-shirt and the bell bottom.
Hello, Don and Mike show. Hello? Oh, what am I doing here? Line 6. Hi, Don and Mike.
Hello?
Oh, hold on a second. No, I don't know what's doing. Hello, Don and Mike.
Hello?
Hi, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Don and Mike show.
Yeah, you guys there?
Yeah.
Okay, I just heard you right now. The only thing better than beating Buzz to a scoop is correcting Rob A. on something he said.
Uh-oh, Rob, better stand up. Somebody's correcting you.
Yeah, he's wrong about the vice president thing. What happens is...
Wait a minute, wait. Rob, I don't believe Rob said anything about the vice president. No, when I was talking about secession.
If Cheney
succession.
Right. What happens is that if the vice president goes away, he gets replaced by someone and has to be approved by Congress, which is what happened with Gerald Ford.
Yeah, but no one automatically...
So Rob A. was wrong.
But no one steps into the position automatically, right? I mean, it's not like someone moves up into it, right?
I didn't hear you.
Huh?
Say it again, Rob.
Yeah, but in fairness, you made it sound to me when I was listening to you like they didn't have the position. Like obviously you just have a president. I was wondering what happens, and I guess if they do appoint somebody, does that mean George W. Bush will appoint somebody, and then it's almost like a cabinet appointee?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Bush appoints him, and then he gets approved by Congress.
Well, then I miscommunicated. I'm sorry. I just said there's no one that actually automatically steps up. It's not like the couch on the Tonight Show.
Okay.
All right. Thank you,
George Goebel.
Bye-bye.
Our president, Doc Severinsen.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
I think Doug Hill meant 96. Doesn't make him any better, but I don't think the guy's old enough to have been forecasting in 66.
I think you're right about that.
Maybe so. Hello.
96. Yeah, I bet it was because there was a blizzard in 96.
Don and Mike show.
Hi, this is Pete from Baltimore.
Hi, Pete.
How you doing?
We're doing great, thanks.
I was listening to you guys talking about how the weathermen really met things up and just screwed everything up, and that's how I really feel about Mike's impression of Jesse Jackson.
Oh, come on. Get out of here.
I am over that, you son of a bitch.
Get out of here.
I am over that.
Get out of here. We'll be right back, okay?
Number 1, Arbitron rated, the Don and Mike Show.
Vegas was a place where millions of suckers flew in every year on their own nickel and left behind about $1 billion. But at night, you couldn't see the desert that surrounds Las Vegas. But it's in the desert where lots of the town's problems are solved.
Got a lot of holes in the desert, and a lot of problems are buried in those holes. Except you got to do it right. I mean, you got to have the hole already dug before you show up with a package in the truck. Otherwise, you're talking about half hour or 45 minutes to dig it. And who knows who's going to be coming along in that time. Before you know it, you got to dig a few more holes. You could be there all night.
They love to screw until they're tired and sore. Don and Mike.
We sure do. Now, we've not even talked about the Sopranos yet. We will in a moment. Including Rob Spiewak's appearance on the pre-Soprano show last night.
Was Rob in there?
Yes, he was.
Oh, man, I came into it late because I didn't see it.
His big giant head. But we'll be right back.
Number 1, Arbitron rated, the Don and Mike Show. It's It's another Don and Mike Las Vegas-style show. Don't miss out on the legendary fun and the top-notch adult entertainment. And now, here's Miss Bobby to tell you more.
Okay, tomorrow, the Don and Mike family packs their bags and heads to Frederick, Maryland. Experience the magic of Exhale Nightclub, 244 South Jefferson Street. Doors open at 6. The show starts at 9. There's no cover. You gotta be 21 to get in. Call 301-698-9226 for more information.
The Don and Mike Las Vegas-style show.
See you in the club.
Don't miss it.
Everybody loves Don and Mike.
It's time to squat and take a growler. Right. It's time for Don and Mike.
Oh, yeah, big show tomorrow night. Oh, boy, up in Frederick. Underwear fashion show, Homo Joe Challenge, Tom Gavin Challenge. Mr. Forty will be there, Cheryl the Big Dyke. Yeah. The underwear fashion show. Our Carol Burnett like Q&A answer session. All right. And me and Mike are buying the first drink for everybody. Yeehaw! Tomorrow night at Club Exhale in Fredneck, Maryland.
I don't do that as well as you do, Rob.
We will hit the stage at 9 tomorrow night. Don't cost nothing to get in. Love to see you. Now.
God damn it. The Don and Mike Show.
Okay. Hi, Don and Mike.
Hey, Don and Mike. Or you don't know could fill a book.
Oh, for you.
Okay. Hi, Don and Mike. Okay. Hi, Don and Mike. Yeah. There he is. We watched it last night.
Everybody watched it last night.
Sopranos. I tell you, I liked it.
I did too. I loved it.
I've talked to a lot of people today who are late to the party, who hadn't watched The Sopranos until like halfway through last year when it became cool to watch them.
Right.
And a lot of people, well, even me to an extent, at first I was disappointed that there was no gratuitous violence, that there was no
real mob stuff.
Yeah, but I realize what they're doing.
They're setting up the whole season.
Yeah, I realize why it took the whole first hour to set up the FBI guys putting the bugs in Tony's house because, A, the FBI guys are all going to be regular characters this year.
And it was fascinating to watch that process. I mean, I was riveted by that because I felt as though that's what makes this show so incredible is that you really think that's the way it happens, that it happens like that.
Yeah, you know, not only do they show how effed up and funny the mobster side is,
right,
they're equally showing how effed up and funny the FBI side is.
Well, you have the scene, where they're all looking at his water heater and they're laughing and they zoom in and they say it's going to break, and then they go away, and when the thing does break, they have no clue.
Right. There's been some emergency in the family.
They are so completely clueless. It's hysterical.
However, the part with
oh, poor you.
Listen, that's the part. Yeah, I could have done without that.
Same here.
They could have offed the mother without doing the phony scenes where Tony's talking to the woman in the wig.
It was painful. No matter how well they did, and I'm sure they did the best job they could, it was obvious, and it really was painful to watch.
It seems to me you could have chopped that part out of the show and just had Tony come home and have Carm say to him,
yeah, you could. Yeah.
Your mother's dead.
Yeah, absolutely you could.
But, they decided to do that. They obviously had to write her out of the show because she's dead.
I also think Janice, although I like to hate her on the show, I think she jumped back in a little too quickly. I think she jumped back into, I'm going to be living in the house just a little too quickly, especially when she was saying, she obviously has another life out there where they called her from to come to the funeral, and I didn't understand where immediately she was going to move back into the house.
But I was telling Frida we were watching, what I like? I like the little subtleties. I like Paulie Walnuts discussing why he was washing his hands.
Oh, hysterical.
Because when you go in the urinal, that you get pee on your shoelaces.
Right, exactly.
Furio is my absolute favorite. The guy gets one freaking line of show.
And it's hysterical with the 25% of Survivor.
Right.
You put a gun to his face, you say, hey, you give me 25%, and I'll show you a Survivor.
Yeah, him I like.
Hello, Don and Mike. This is Furio Junta from The Sopranos. I never listened to you. Goodbye.
I have a question about that Furio line. Did you notice that right as he delivered that, when Tony shut the door, there was a reflection of Big Pussy in the mirror?
In the mirror.
Wow. Yes, oh, my God, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and I had to double-check it because when I thought I saw it when I was at the premiere, and I wasn't sure I saw it, and I had to double-check in the episode, and Big Pussy gets a credit after that episode.
Yes, he does. And
So we're going to be having like, okay, wait a minute. And then the little creaking sound when AJ's upstairs.
Right, when he comes down and says, Grandma. Now,
and Grandma.
Haunting.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Big Pussy's dead, though.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
there's no doubt.
but it might be a legitimate haunting.
Right, there's no doubt that Tony, fired 5 bullets and they pushed his body over the side of the boat.
How did you guys see that? Did you see it the first time around?
Clear as a bell. When Tony opens the door to the left, Tony's standing off in the background, and it's a giant mirror on the back of the door. And just standing there looking at them is Big Pussy.
Wow.
I said immediately to Frida, hey, look, it's Big Pussy.
Wow.
And she saw it, too.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was a great moment on the show.
That's in the second part, right?
Yes, during the whole thing from Mama Soprano.
Very cool.
Meadows' ass has not gotten any smaller.
No, but I like the whole plot line of her being in Columbia University. It's very cool.
And even though I'm a big Christopher hater, I laughed my ass off last night when Christopher was high, sitting on the couch, when Janice was doing that ridiculous thing about tell us what you think about Mom.
Right.
And Christopher, obviously stoned out of his mind, well, you saw him getting stoned, started doing his whole rap about fingerprints, man, and what it all means. And it was, I don't know if he really was high when he was doing the scene.
It was very, very funny.
But it was just great.
I found the whole thing from the very beginning to the very end riveting, and even with an ending that was kind of like a little soft, it was still fantastic.
This is what I was telling people today who hadn't seen the show before and watched the last couple. They said, hey, it wasn't that great. And I said, no, you got to give them time. All they're doing now is starting to build the layers on which The Sopranos will get better as the year goes on. It's the same thing they've done the last 2 years, and we have not been Johnny-come-latelys on this. We have watched The Sopranos since the first week it came on.
Well, I remember when you turned us all onto this show, and then we all immediately became hooked, and anybody that watches the show gets hooked on it. And it is layering, and it is how they build the foundation of the plot, which shows you how important the writing is. I mean, it's an incredibly well-written. It's such brilliant writing. It's better writing than you get on the rest of television.
Hey, and lots of Artie Bucco last night. Also,
Artie Bucco.
Really pissed off at Tony.
Very upset because having little flashbacks of Mama Soprano telling him that Tony blew up his restaurant. Great. They all had their little pieces there. They all had their little. And the only warning I would issue to them would be, I like to hate Janice, but I also find myself when Janice gets a lot of camera time, that I just get a little over it, you know?
You know, I wish they would work Tony's other sister in a little.
Yeah, I do too. And with Janice, she has created such a great character that's so loathsome that sometimes I just like, okay, enough. It was a little different with Richie Aprile because, you know, Richie had that danger element. With Janice, you know, she's not really a threat. She's just there being a pain in the ass, and I get kind of tired of it.
You know, maybe they're doing that on purpose, though. Maybe Tony, 3 or 4 more episodes from now, is really going to get pissed off.
Well, I don't know. It is, you know, he's in that whole family thing. It's his sister, but we'll have to wait and see. It looks like the next week's episode, they're really going to start getting into the real mob stuff.
And they did have a little violence last night when the guy from The Matrix, the new guy, the guy who took Richie's place, when they went to the guy's house and beat him up with baseball bats.
Just a little bit.
Tony said no more fires.
And that's a great character. I think that's Joe Pantalontonio, Joe Pants, or whatever they call him. He is, he's a good addition to that cast.
Except what's up with that wig he's wearing?
Very, very odd, isn't it? That strange hair that he's got the hairdo.
And you know, and like I said, I thought Christopher came around last night. Stevie Van Zant's the only guy that I still can't get into.
You know what? And Stevie Van Zandt ought to just dial it down. It looks like he's even tweaked it up more than he has in the years past. You know, when he's sitting there watching the golf and he's got it's almost too much. You know, it's really too much.
But the show's the best when I was sitting there laughing. And Frida said to me, "Why are you laughing?" Just in the many scenes when Tony walks down his driveway.
With his big piece of paper.
Robe, and his wife beat her on to get the newspaper. She said, what's funny about that? I said,
it's hysterical.
It's not.
It's so real.
It's not a comedy funny, but it's funny.
It's hysterical. And you know, and it looks like it would happen. You know what I mean? That's what I love about that show. It's fantastic. And AJ, you know, he's growing up, but he's funny. He's still funny.
Baby Bing.
Baby Bing.
Baby Bing.
Mama Bing.
Baby Bing has gone into school.
Bing.
And Princess Bing.
Princess Bing.
And, you know, and listen, when Tony was talking to Meadows' new boyfriend.
Oh, my God.
He used the word that I said to Frida, I have not heard For 35 years.
Right.
A word that my grandfather used to use.
A derogatory word.
Yes, I said, I only know a little bit of Italian from my grandfather, like, your bots in the gaguzza.
Right.
Well, as soon as he said that word, I said to Frida, hey, I remember, this great tribute to my grandfather.
Really?
I remember that word being used in my house, and then right after that, Tony called the guy a charcoal briquette.
Yeah. And the thing is,
Jesus,
that's a plot line I don't think is going to go away real quick. I think because I don't think this guy's going away, this character. And
and Carmen's right. The more that Tony fights it, the more Meadows going to want to hook up with him.
And, and of course, a good Tony passing out scene, too, as he hits the deck.
Yeah.
Boy, strong, well-written show.
Excellent.
Really. I mean,
very movie-like, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little different. Had a different feel to it
and
this time.
And the music mix of Peter Gunn and Every Breath You Take was
beautifully done.
Fantastic.
Beautifully
done. And I'm never aware of music as much as I was last night when they were doing that.
I agree.
It was awesome.
You know what? Just another small thing that I liked. When the first episode was over, you didn't have the credits.
Yes.
You didn't have all the crap in between.
Right.
It was first episode over, says black screen, episode 2,
right.
Boom, right to it.
And Mama Soprano's funeral. I mean, really, really funny.
You missed the best part.
Yep.
Okay. 10 till 9 last night. We were getting Bart ready for bed. We were going through the whole argument with him about you are going to have school tomorrow. There's going to be no snow. Frida was setting up the big screen so she and I could watch The Sopranos. And phone rings. I pick it up, and it's Rob. And he says, are you watching? I said, no, it doesn't come on for 10 minutes. He says, I was just on. And I say, really? He said, they're interviewing Peter Bogdanovich.
Right.
And you could see the back of my head in the interview from the party that Rob went to. And I said, oh, I'm sorry I missed it. Okay. Frida comes in and says, who was on the phone? I said, it was Rob. Says he was just on TV. So now we settle down, and we're watching this, the last 5 minutes of the Sopranos party, and they do another interview.
Right.
And this time, it's Rob from the front, and Rob's talking with his dad. I see his dad.
Right.
And then I see Rob, and Rob laughs, and you think his head is gigantic.
Right.
His gigantic mouth.
He unhinges his jaw for the laugh.
I mean, Rob was on screen for 10 seconds. Now, you had to know who Rob was.
And you had to know to be looking for him.
Well, he was directly behind whoever they were interviewing.
Yeah, you got to pay attention. You got to look back at Peter Bogdanovich, because I was looking at Peter Bogdanovich and I didn't see it.
Well, the first time that Rob was on, they just had the back of his head.
Right.
And you could identify Rob from the gigantic head.
The cranium.
But the second time was... Come on, Rob. The second time was the funniest, right? When you are just sitting there unhinging your jaw, gigantic, big mouth,
I get
wide
a phone
open.
call at about quarter of. This is how the chain is working, and it's just laughter. And I said, who? And it's my dad. He said, we were just on. I said, well, how were we on? He said, well, I could see your flat head. And just from the back, you can see I've got a pretty noticeable haircut from the back.
Right.
And then there was a couple more shots of just my flat head. And then on the fourth time, it's really a full face shot of me just looking like a mental patient.
Standing right in back of Peter Bogdanovich.
I was there the whole time, and I told my dad, I said, if I'd known that was an HBO camera, I would have tried much harder.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But that was freaking funny.
You didn't see the mic stick? You're a big mic fan.
I had no idea what Duff, I didn't know what Duff was, who she was interviewing for.
Oh, really?
And I was really,
she had the HBO on her microphone.
Wasn't even paying attention. We were at that time for the best shot is right before it started, my dad and I were talking to Furio. And we were waiting to get to Peter Bogdanovich. We were there the whole time.
Oh, that's
so it was
great.
Very funny.
It was really funny. And both Frida and I saw Rob with his giant mouth, his big head. I immediately hit the speed dial, and Rob knew it was me right away.
Right.
Hi, did you see me? I just told Carrie you'd be calling.
I bet you Don is dialing right now.
Yeah.
We were all laughing. It was a great moment for me. I liked it.
It was almost better than anything I saw in the show.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really, really cool.
Well, they did that advanced stuff, and I'm glad I got it on tape, so I'll go back and look at it.
I'll go watch it, because you'll laugh your ass off.
Especially, I got the very last part of that pre-show.
That's where you see Rob.
That's where he's on.
From the front, at 4 minutes until 9, because they had the little countdown clock in the corner.
Exactly.
That's when you see Rob.
Excellent.
Gigantic.
The big head.
Big head.
The
Hello.
big giant head.
Don and Mike show. Hello. All right. Let me try this one. Hi, Don and Mike.
Hello.
Hello there. Don and Mike show.
Yes, hello, Don and Mike.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Right.
This is your number one eggplant listener. Forget about it. Listen, the thing I love about that show is it's the small little details that tell so much about character. Like the way Uncle Junior walked over and practically grabbed Tony's son's face and twisted it off. There's just so much about the motivation of the character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're really, they not only have those great actors, but I was saying to my wife last night, the show's extremely well directed, too. The actors get a lot of great direction.
And just get my reference about the eggplant listener.
The eggplant listener.
Well, no, I get now. See, I know that from a Will Smith movie.
Okay.
Did you ever see Enemy of the State?
Yes.
Okay. Will Smith is sitting down with some mobsters, and they call him what do they call him? They call him like a shyster lawyer.
Right.
And he says, I believe that is the reference for a Jewish lawyer.
Right.
He says, Will Smith says, I believe if you're going to put me down, the proper put down would be to call me an eggplant.
Oh, now I get it. Okay. I get it.
All right, gotcha. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
See you later. Hello, Enemy of the State. That's the movie with Will Smith. Hello, Don and Mike.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
How you doing? This is Bill from Waldorf.
Yes.
You are my savior. I was watching The Sopranos last night. I am the only one. We had a Sopranos party. I'm the only one that saw a big pussy in the mirror. I thought
it was very evident. If you have it on tape, Mike, go back and watch it tonight. You don't even have to freeze frame it to see where Big Pussy is.
Right.
I mean, he's just clear as can be, just standing
And do you
there.
think that squeaky sound that AJ heard when everybody was out of the house will be a big pussy haunting?
Yeah, it had to be, because obviously they're not going to bring the mom back anymore.
Right.
I mean, they did all of their...
No, they can't bring her back, but obviously Big Pussy's in the cast again, so you're going to see him again. Great.
They did all the Disney tricks they could last night.
Little haunting on The Sopranos.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Hello.
Hi, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, I just want to see if you guys saw what I saw last night during the second episode.
What?
Just when everybody went to the great room to talk about the mother, they showed behind Tony the staircase going to the upstairs, and somebody was climbing the staircase in the background.
Yeah, an old guy, right?
Yeah, I saw that too.
And it almost looked like Uncle June.
Junior? It wasn't Uncle June because Uncle June wasn't there because he's still under house arrest.
Man, are they going to be doing that this year? Can we look forward to that where they're going to have that weird stuff going on?
I thought it was a joke because, he was going up the steps right as Janice started doing
he kind of leaned back towards the room, right?
Something that Janice was doing that no one wanted to be a part of. And I thought it was just a joke that this person didn't want to be there.
I think Junior was in the room.
But my father...
I thought it was Junior, too, yeah.
My father theorized... Do you remember last season that they talked about the third brother that was retarded? Junior and Johnny Soprano's brother?
Yeah.
That's who my dad thinks it is. You think it's the ghost of the third Soprano
If
brother.
they bring the retarded brother in...
you know what?
Flashback.
This is very cool. The Sopranos house is going to be haunted.
Yeah. Hello, Don and Mike show.
I love it.
Don, Mike, how you guys doing?
Hi, great, thanks.
Good. Hey, you think that Christopher's girlfriend's going to go lesbo with that tennis teacher?
Absolutely.
That is another great plot twist.
Yeah, the tennis instructor has the hots for, what's her name? I forgot what her character's name.
Hori Hor.
Yeah.
Christopher's girlfriend.
That's, that is
Connie
so funny.
Con.
When she's wearing those outfits to play tennis, and the FBI guy's checking her out.
Her name is Adriano.
Adriano.
Stricter call her Aid. Hey, Aid.
And there's nothing like having a big cigarette right before you're going to play that round of tennis.
Right. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Did you notice who directed the second episode?
Yeah, Dick Van Patten's brother.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. The other thing is, I think the old guy was coming down the steps, not up the steps. And I definitely thought it was kind of a ghost.
He came down and turned around?
And came back up, that's right. But did you notice the old woman in the wheelchair? That was like a total...
Yeah, that was weird, too. I mean, she came out of nowhere.
Yeah. The one woman who was the friend of the mom.
And she'd always call me when somebody was in the hospital or had died.
But she wasn't in the scene when they all walked in.
Oh,
we
all right.
floated down. She was not in the scene.
You know what? If they're doing this, more power to them. I mean, really, how brilliant is that?
This is probably what they want. They want
they want this.
Stupid
Fantastic.
disc jockeys to talk about this with the stupid listeners.
I'll be watching it differently the next time I watch it, too. My eyes will be a little wider.
Analyzing every frame of this stupid show.
Fantastic.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Hello, Don and Mike, radio guys. How are you?
We're great, thank you.
A couple things. The one thing about going back to the guy coming down the steps, you know who I thought it was the guy that now has one of the captains that have turned. And I was thinking maybe he was planning a mic upstairs for the FBI at that point in time.
Oh, you mean the guy who Tony and the other guy killed his brother? You mean that guy?
No, the guy, somewhere in the middle of number 2, the FBI guy comes into the car and it's one of the captains from the New York side, not Johnny Sack, but the other one. And he's talking about wiring himself for the funeral. That's how the FBI found out about the funeral.
Yeah, that's somebody else, too. That's an older guy.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Yeah, how about when Tony was singing Dirty Work by Steely Dan?
Yeah, that's good, too.
Yeah,
a good moment.
When they used the phrase, was it Moulin?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Thank you. Hello?
All right, goodbye.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Hey, it's, I think you guys must have watched a different show than what I watched. That was one of the most boring Sopranos I've ever seen.
How many have you watched? You watched all of them?
From the beginning, from day one.
You didn't like, you know, when we're counting one episode, we're counting two, really. The first part and the second part. You didn't like, which part didn't you like?
Oh, the whole thing. Put it this way. During the first season, my wife and I used to have sex during the show. I couldn't even keep her awake this time.
Why would you have sex during The Sopranos?
Because the whole thing with the mob and the gun, she finds a turn on.
Well, you're a pervert. You're a pervert. The Sopranos is one show where you can actually watch.
I don't get it. I mean, I was riveted. I think if you're a fan of the show, that the way they set everything up with that lamp down in the basement, I thought it was fantastic.
For a whole hour.
I know. That's what I loved about it. They had the balls to take the time with it.
Did you notice that the bug was in the lamp? Because they only showed it to you 35 times during the hour.
Okay, listen, that what they were doing was showing you how meticulous the FBI is.
And you know, you had to do it for the hour because it gave you the sense of the frustration level of the FBI and how long sometimes it takes for them to do that kind of stuff with an investigation.
You had maybe 10 minutes of good show in that first hour. And did you notice,
listen,
you know, at the
no way.
beginning...
You know what you are? You're the uneducated Sopranos fan. I'm sorry.
From the beginning, I've been watching it.
No, you've not been watching from the beginning.
You'd love that show. It's fantastic. And you really do have to get an appreciation for what they go through to get
You've got to look at the big picture. I guarantee you that 2 or 3 weeks from now, they're going to have an episode where nothing but guys getting whacked, nothing but violence.
That'll be great. That'll be like the first season where everything happened. Do you watch the show Oz on HBO?
No.
You should watch that one. 10 people get killed, 100
I want to tell you something.
per hour.
Listen, no one likes gratuitous violence more than me. But if The Sopranos every week was just somebody getting killed and they take the body to the butcher shop,
wouldn't be believable.
After a while, I would lose interest in it.
That's what I liked about the first episode. It had such total credibility. I mean, it really, to me, seemed like that's how they'd get a guy. And I've always been curious about that because I'm a real aficionado of all things about the mafia, books and everything else and movies. And I said, man, I bet it's that painstaking, and I bet they do that much man work to get a bug installed in one of the houses.
And you just got to have the patience to think that the guy who's putting the show on is smart enough to know that the audience is smart enough to say, okay, you sit through the first episode, the second episode, maybe the third episode. Let me show you what I'm going to try to do this year.
And you know what I love now is the stuff that I'm not even aware of. I mean, talking about it, I just this whole idea of a haunting in Tony Soprano's house is fantastic.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
I don't know about the haunting, but check this out. Here's the theory. He went in the hallway and he's like, Grandma, I think the bug was interfering with his radio. Because remember when his radio was on, he was in his study, and she came in and she turned it down.
What is he talking about? I'm not following it all.
Okay, what's up? When Anthony Jr. came out in the hallway, and he heard the squeaking, he was like, Grandma.
He didn't go out in the hallway. He did it, I guess, after he heard the squeaking of the foot. He did that after the fact.
Right. But he heard this. I'm thinking that has to be the bug interfering with the radio.
No. The bugs are in the basement.
He heard a creak.
And the radio was off. Remember, Meadow turned the radio off so he could read Robert Effing Frost.
Right. They didn't bug AJ's room. They put the bugs in the basement because that's where Tony goes with the guys to talk because the air conditioners make so much noise.
Right. But I'm saying if the bug was on and he had...
On?
Okay. She turned the radio down or she turned it off.
No.
We don't know.
No. Listen. Jeez, I can't believe I'm explaining this. AJ was trying to figure out Robert Frost.
Right.
Meadow was going to help him.
Right.
Meadow, like anyone who's over the age of 14, said what she said to herself was, to get him to hear what I'm saying, I'm going to have to turn this incredibly loud music off.
She did it with a remote.
Don't you follow that?
I follow that, but I just don't agree with the haunting thing. I still think that was a bug.
Well, wait a minute. Well, you don't agree with the haunting. What do you do? What do you say about seeing Big Pussy in the mirror?
This is the problem when a show like The Sopranos becomes popular, because now too many dumb people are getting into it.
That'll ruin it.
Hey, I've been watching since episode 1.
Oh, please. You have not.
Episode 1.
You have not. Well, okay. What was the main focus of episode 1?
I couldn't tell you that.
Give me one. I can tell you off the top of my head. What was the main focus of episode 1? A real Sopranos fan would know this.
Establishing Tony as the big boss.
Wrong, douchebag. The main establishing premise of the first episode of The Sopranos was Tony and the ducks in his pool.
Boy, when you say that, it makes me realize it really hasn't been on that long, has it?
3 years.
It really hasn't been on that long.
3 years.
Was that episode number 1?
It was.
Wow.
Right.
So I have watched it from the beginning.
And that symbolizes everything that's going on.
And Tony passing out, too.
In Tony's life.
And Tony getting the heebie-jeebies.
Right.
Yeah, where he goes out.
But it all comes back.
That's why Tony's going to go see the psychiatrist, and that starts the whole premise of the show.
Hey, now that I loved. When he said, hey, I'm glad she's dead.
Yeah, we're done, right?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, therapy's over, Mom. It's dead.
Yeah.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what was the guy's name? Little black kid. Noah Tannenbaum. Did y'all talk about him yet?
Yeah, we mentioned that. We mentioned that with
Meadows' boyfriend, yeah.
Damn, well, I'm going to try to be a better listener. Goodbye.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, one more call on this. Hi, Don and Mike show.
Hi. Did you notice that I might have missed it when they turned me over to from my radio to the phone, but little Tony has a lamp just like the lamp that they bugged down in the basement. Was that already mentioned?
You mean AJ?
I
did notice that. I don't know if it means anything.
I
didn't
kinda
notice
think-
that. Boy, now this is turning into a Beatles album now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Because I think we can all agree.
Run it backwards and somebody, I buried Tony.
All I know is it's great to have a show on that's not Temptation Island or Survivor. A show you can really look forward to watching every week.
Yeah, that you can actually, sit down and, get the whole family together and then watch it. My 5-year-old, my 3-year-old. No, that's right.
All right, one more call. Woman who says she knows who the woman in the wheelchair was.
Hi. Yeah, the woman in the wheelchair was the woman who Livia ran over the first season. When she dropped her off, she ran over her accidentally.
You're right.
Here's a better viewer than you. I can't believe we got a better viewer than you.
You're right. I remember it now that you say it. You're right.
And the old guy, I think the guy was going back up the stairs. He was coming down, and then he saw what was happening, and he went back up the stairs because of what Janice wanted to do.
Could it have been Uncle June? Is it a possibility? No.
He didn't look like it. I don't think he's also welcomed in the house very much. But I think he's only allowed to go to the funeral and not to the house itself.
Yeah, Uncle June is still under house arrest, and he got a special waiver to go to the funeral, so he couldn't go to Tony's.
And if I remember correctly, he was kind of a ghost-like figure, right? I mean, he was having action,
never in focus.
Almost like that Nosferatu guy.
All right, honey, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
A good pull on that, on the broad who old lady soprano ran over.
That is, absolutely.
Yeah, because I remember that. That was a great episode. Right out in the driveway.
Fantastic. Well, we're all agreed, and most of us are agreed. There were a couple of calls there, but I mean, I dug it. I really did. Good.
Right. We liked it, Tony. Okay. Hi, Don and Mike. Yeah, we liked it. We liked it fine. Secret song right now. Secret song number 7. Worth $500. Okay. Hi, Don and Mike. Hi, Tony. Be the 100th caller now. You get a shot at the dough at 877-365-3636. Dial recklessly. Be the 100th caller. Good luck.
Number 1, Arbitron rated, the Don and Mike Show.
Never trust a female, Delmer. Remember that one simple precept from your time with me will not have been ill spent. Okay, Everett. Truth means nothing to a woman, Delmer. Triumph of the subjective. Believe me, Delmer. Woman is the most fiendish instrument of torture ever devised to bedevil the days of man. Everett, I never figured you for a painter from those. Yes, I have spread my
I love that movie.
Even better than sex and steak. It's Don and Mike.
From Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? George Clooney. Yeah. I'm going to bring the video cassette home tonight so Frida can watch it, and then I'll bring it in tomorrow.
Thank you. I'd like to see it.
So you can check it out. Call 100 time right now. Hello there, Don and Mike Show.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm calling for the 100th caller.
Yes, that's you. Hi, what's your name, my friend?
My name is Ken.
Ken.
Yes.
Ken, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Cathorpe, Virginia.
Beautiful. Ken, listen, St. Patrick's Day right around the corner.
Oh, yeah, sure, let me go.
You want a box of Lucky Charms cereal?
Lucky Charms, magically delicious.
Happy St. Patrick's Day from General Mills.
Well, thank you.
Now, you ready to go for the big bucks?
Sure.
You know, something tells me that we've got a very special contestant on the line right now.
I believe so. I feel good. It's very complicated.
Have you heard the secret sound, the secret song?
No, not at this point I haven't.
The new one?
First time.
You've not heard Song 7?
No, not yet.
All right, then I'm going to, and you know, I only do this once or twice during the entire contest run.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a gag.
Oh, dear.
This is not a stunt.
Management beginning to get nervous.
By saying this, I mean this. If you name the secret song now, you will win not $500, not $5,000, but $50,000.
Wow.
Wow.
Outstanding.
$50,000.
That's exciting. Man, oh, man, how are you going to pay for it?
I ask you not. $50,000 if you can identify this secret song we're about to pay you.
Are you confident, sir?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
All right.
Well, hey, you know.
Don't worry about it, sir.
Right?
What?
Only time will tell, right?
Yes.
Only time will tell. $50,000. I'd like that known to the world right now. If this man can identify the secret song, he will win $50,000. The prize is only $500, but I feel so confident that he's not going to win.
Very good.
That I'm going to offer you $50,000.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, you get it? You win the money. We need title and artist. Please don't answer till Mike sings like
Luciano Pavarotti.
And we wish you Godspeed.
Caller, name this secret song.
Now, think very carefully about it.
Feeling religious now.
Because it's worth $50,000, which will not be paid by Main Street Title. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now I am a high-stakes gambler. And if you do happen to win, your room and your meals comes for $50,000. And possibly my resignation if you get it right. Give me a title and artist.
Led Zeppelin, Cashmere.
See, I should have gone 500,000. I knew it. I knew I had the right guy on the line.
Zeppelin, Cashmere.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. And don't forget that almost every guest
is a clue for you.
Clue for you. And every once in a while we get that special listener when I just know.
That's right.
I know that I've got 21.
There you go.
And I'm going to win. Even if somehow
you're playing with the house's money.
The dealer comes up, the dealer's going to have to stick on 20.
It's a gamble, though.
It sure is.
Because you never know. You never know why he's calling. You never know. That might be his area of expertise.
No, I don't think so. But there you go. We'll do it again very soon. Something that happened today. Oh, I know that we like giving guys plenty of upfront notice. Guys, you'll want to get out your beach towels right now.
Absolutely.
You'll want to take your phones and busy them up. You will want to get out your hand lotion because it's time to ask Lisa about her time in the tanning bed today.
You have it on good authority that she did visit the tanning salon over the weekend?
Asked her before the show. She's trying to get nice and brown for our Las Vegas style show tomorrow night at Exhale in Fredneck, Maryland.
Very good.
Let's welcome her in now. She's wearing, incidentally, an outfit selected by Buzz.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? Buzz, you picked that out?
She told you.
Well, it's Buzz's favorite shirt.
Hope you like it.
Oh, there it is.
The XOXO shirt.
Yeah, it's kind of like a clingy T-shirt with the middle kind of cut down low.
Exactly. A little low cut on the front.
Howdy, Lisa.
Hi, guys.
You look like you're Tanner.
Yeah, I feel like I look tanner. Yeah, I went tanning today.
Mm-hmm. All right, tell us about it.
Well, you know, same thing happens every time I go there. I get the special lotion. I get a different one every time. I like to try them all out.
Oh, and I'd like to just point out, how do you tan? In a bathing suit?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I tan in the nude.
How do you tan?
I tan in the nude.
You tan how?
I put lotion all over my body, and I get into the tanning bed, and I am completely naked.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. Please continue.
So I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, you know, I would love it if Don and Mike were here with me.
I did guarantee there wouldn't be room in that booth for all of us.
That's for sure.
So I
That's
thought,
too much lotion, too.
So I told you that I would have a surprise for you.
Yeah?
It's kind of, you know, corny or whatever. It didn't really work, but as I'm laying there completely in the nude in the bed, you guys were there with me.
How were we?
On my stomach, you can see a little bit. It says Dawn right here.
Right. Oh, you know what? I can't read that.
Then it says N, and right here it says Mike.
Oh,
look at that! Right above her place.
Oh, bravo!
And you know, right above the line where her belt goes.
Fantastic job!
Right there, right between her belly button and her most intimate of areas.
Boy, that is something, isn't it?
She indeed did tan in Don and Mike.
Pretty incredible. Good job. And you do look like you're getting a little tanner.
Yeah, more so than the
and
red.
Your face looks tanner.
Yeah, more. Before I was little, you know, burnt.
I should say more tan. Tanner is not accurate.
That's correct.
Right.
That'd be Lucas Tanner.
Lucas Tanner.
Starring David Hartman.
Proper name, but not the right word for the circumstances.
And I would be remiss if I didn't ask, how's your cleavage?
Oh, my cleavage, actually, that looks a little red. You can see here.
Still getting red there.
I can see. And notice the trick that she does where she pushes
yeah,
her.
It looks a little red.
You may have to put more lotion on that.
Puts her finger on the cleavage.
Buzz with the advice.
I'll show you how red it is. How long are you planning on going to the tanning place?
Oh, you know, up until it gets shorts and short sleeves.
So you're going to be a regular tanner? Is that what it is?
I think so. A couple times a week.
I know that the bulk of our listening audience will be happy to hear that.
Are you going tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
Great. That means we'll be able to have another installment of Lisa Goes Tanning on tomorrow's episode.
Yay!
And
fantastic.
The all-new tanned Lisa will be coming with us to the Las Vegas Style Show tomorrow night.
Wow. Absolutely.
Is Charlie Broyhill impressed with your tanning?
Charlie,
would you like to say something?
Charlie,
you work back there with Lisa every day.
She'd have a better tan, but part of the problem is that when I'm laying on top of her while she's tanning,
blocks the light. All right. Get out of here.
That's the second time today. And he's used that same stupid joke.
I told him not to tell anybody, but Jess is out.
It's like the guy thinks he has a funny joke, and he said it off the air, and nobody laughed.
He thinks he's hysterically funny. It's very, very sad.
He does. Well, thank you for the update.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
You know, I think what we might do in the future. Hey, Lisa, how would you feel about this? If we just got a digital camera and took a picture of your arm or maybe a real close-up of your cleavage, just some of the reddest areas, and put them up on a web page.
That's fine.
Very good.
Great, okay.
Good. Something for the boys to look at.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Well, there's today's update for you members of the Beach Style Club.
Bravo.
Lisa indeed did go to the tanning bed today.
Not as blotchy as she was the last time.
No. Yeah, but as Buzz said, please, more lotion.
More lotion and trying a variety of different lotions.
Oh, and Buzz, I can't believe I didn't ask you this.
What?
How did your big two-man show with Rob Spiewak go on Friday night?
It was a lot of fun. We met a lot of nice people, as a matter of fact.
The big appearance. Well, maybe
nostalgious.
Maybe in the next break we'll get some calls from people who actually attended the debut of the Rob and Buzz Las Vegas Style Show.
Perhaps we will. I do want to tell you, Tom Gavin was there as promised. Cheryl the Big Dyke was there, and our friend Ryder was there.
Oh, Ryder showed up.
Very pleased to see him last night, and of course Stacy, the foul-mouthed account executive, was there as well.
Stacey Bridges.
Yeah, she was there too.
A good turnout.
Yeah, not bad.
And did you play your crazy games, your crazy dirty games?
Really only one. You know, we took it easy. It was a mellow evening, I think. Oh, also I met, not only Lisa was there, but Lisa and her sisters. Lisa has lovely sisters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's a trio of lovely young ladies.
Really? Hello, Don and Mike show.
Don and Mike.
Yeah.
I'm calling from New York, so I can't hear you guys live.
Hey, listen, tell us something.
Yes.
As we're doing the show now, it's just after 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Is it snowing there yet?
Yes, it is. In fact, it's gotten worse since it's earlier in the day. Like from 3 o'clock on, it's very
then you know what? We're gonna
icy and.
We're gonna sound like idiots when the show comes on at 7 o'clock.
But why is that?
There's not a real accumulation, though, is there in New York?
Well, no. Basically, you know what it looks like? Like a big ice skating rink.
Yeah, okay. So they didn't get the snowstorm.
No, we're just getting a lot of sleet and ice around.
So let me ask you a question. If we sign on, when we broadcast at 7 o'clock, we start talking about how we're yelling at forecasters that we didn't get this blizzard we were supposed to get. We're not going to sound like idiots, are we?
No, you're not.
Okay.
Because it's really not coming down as hard as they were predicting.
Okay.
I have one more question. Did you guys see The Sopranos?
Yeah, we just got done doing a whole rap on it.
Okay, I mean, like I said, I didn't hear you guys, but I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of slow. How about you guys?
We loved it. We absolutely loved it. You're the second person that we've talked to, though, that didn't like it.
You have to give it a chance because they're building layers now that you're going to be happy with later in the year.
Oh, okay.
How much snow currently would you estimate in Midtown Manhattan?
Okay, in Midtown Manhattan, I say we got about 1.5 inches right now.
Oh, well, then we won't look like idiots.
Yeah, well, okay, because they were supposed to get like a foot of snow, too.
Easy by this time.
Are the people of New York as mad as we are at our weathermen?
Yeah, because I work in the store and everyone keep complaining, well, we went to the grocery store, we picked up all the stuff, picked up the salt and shovels and all that stuff, and they upset at the supermarket owners. They think they all have something to do with it.
Yeah. Who is the New York weatherman that you would like to hit over the head with a shovel?
Lee Goldberg, because I think he's a queer.
What channel's he on?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
All right, thank you, my friend.
Take care, fellas.
Right, thanks for the call.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right, good. So we won't sound like dopes when the show's rebroadcast tonight on WNEW.
And Buzz, I know this clarification will be good for you because I think he was saying he wanted to hit him over the forehead with a shovel because of the weather forecasting, not because he was a queer.
Oh, well, I would hope that would be
there. You go.
I interpreted it the other way, Mike.
Of course you did. Some people do.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
I had a very innocuous question. What was secret song number 6?
Oh, you know what you are? You're Jethro Tull, man. You are living in the past.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you started to say it yesterday, and then you farted, and you didn't say what it was.
If I started to say it yesterday, you were at my house yesterday.
Okay, Friday.
Friday. Goodbye. I'm sorry, that's the penalty for not listening every day.
Live in the now.
We will get to Buzz and Rob and their fantastic Las Vegas-style show in just a moment.
Number 1, Arbitron rated, The Don and Mike Show.
We just came down here to get you away from that radio.
That's right, Herman. It's caused us nothing but trouble.
Don't worry. I'm just trying to get some music so I can relax. Will you listen to that?
You can call Don and Mike anytime, toll free at 1-877-365-3636. That's 1-877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
Hey, Dad, I got a new record today. Is it okay if I play it on the phonograph?
Well, of course it is. I think it's very nice for a young boy to be interested in music.
The password is Jizz. The Don and Mike Show.
All right, hold on a second. I want to talk about Rob and Buzz making their debut.
Yes, that's the two-man show.
The big cabaret show.
Lots of singing and dancing. The review.
Oh, yeah.
I just got to point out one thing. Larry King's column today.
Hi, I'm Larry King.
And just highlights from this column in USA Today. It's good to be king.
Oh, God.
Last week, I got to be this year's king of the New Orleans Mardi Gras. If I had an ego problem, this could really get to my head. Yeah. Luckily...
Yeah, he doesn't have an ego problem.
No.
I'm still a little Jewish kid from Brooklyn battling to get on the subway.
How many times is he going to use that line?
They really do things right in the Crescent City. Everyone was gracious and kind to their humble king.
Yeah,
now, wait,
I hate him.
In the same paragraph that he's written, if I had an ego problem, this could go to my head. And he writes, people were kind to their humble king.
Their humble king. Yeah, Larry, we're not buying it, okay?
Everyone was gracious. All right, then he writes about going to the convention center. The renowned artist Michael Hunt.
Sure.
Headed the group that took care of us.
Really? I didn't know that he hung out with him.
Mike Hunt. That's Larry's friend.
Wow, how about that? What if he spent a lot of time with Mike Hunt?
I have never heard of the Lake Las Vegas Resort until my friend Henry Gluck, I'm Henry Gluck, invited me to come over, sign some books, and address 125 prominent Nevadans.
Here he goes again, talking about how great he is.
Oh, yeah.
That's my son, the movie star. I just completed playing myself in the film America's Sweethearts, opened in July. My scenes are with Catherine Zeta-Jones and Julia Roberts. This is not a bad way to make a living. I do enjoy appearing in films. It's a hoot with people who work and love their craft so much. I wish one day to play someone other than myself. My friend Al Pacino tells me in order to do this, I'd have to have a recurring role throughout the movie because the audience wouldn't buy it in a cameo.
Oh, yes, so maybe something will come along, Larry.
Right.
All of this after the headline being, it's good to be the king. If I had an ego problem, this could really go to my head.
And you know when you have an ego problem? When you write in your column that you don't have an ego problem.
And right after you write you don't have an ego problem, you write that everybody he met was gracious and kind to their humble king.
Gracious.
Then you kiss ass of some guy who invited you to sign books. Then you drop the names of the people who you have a cameo in a movie with, and you mention that Al Pacino is your friend. Yeah, I bet.
And you put it in a column pretending that it's interesting.
And then the final item, Chance Armstrong King will be 2 years old on Friday. He's planning a quiet celebration with friends and has a uniquely designed cake featuring airplanes and trains, his two favorite moving objects. There's no joy like the joy of parenthood.
Everyone was very nice to their humble king.
Are you going to sing and dance with him?
I'm going to do the Chance. We have a Chance national anthem.
Okay.
Ready? Stand up, Chance. Okay?
Come on, Dobby. Don't be scared.
Okay. I wrote this song myself. This is a good boy.
Oh, my God.
This is a nice boy. This is a happy boy. This is the Chancey man. The little Chancey man. How we love the Chancey man. The Chancey man.
Yeah, no ego problem there. Here's my son. I wrote this song.
Chance Armstrong King.
It's good to be the king. That's the first line of the story.
Everybody treated their humble king with respect.
If I had an ego problem, this could really get to my head. Luckily, I'm still a little Jewish kid from Brooklyn battling to get on the subway.
He has an enormous ego. We've met that ego.
Jesus Christ.
Larry Zyga?
Larry King. Do you believe that crap?
This is a good boy. I want to be treated great at breakfast.
I am the king of Mardi Gras.
My friend Al Pacino says I shouldn't just... You know what he's saying in that column is basically he shouldn't do cameos anymore. Right now, they should hire him on his acting ability alone.
And I thought, didn't CNN have some major...
where they're not supposed to appear in feature films anymore.
Internal campaign. I know that Larry King doesn't count as a real
No, but you know what?
News anchor.
He interviews newsmakers all the time, and his show has entertainment figures and lots of political figures.
When that rule was announced, they said Larry King is exempt from that rule.
Of course he is.
Because Larry's not a real news guy.
Right.
He's the frog.
He's the frog with his egomaniacal column.
Hello there, Don and Mike show. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, you're on the air.
This is your big Dykalicious Dikorama.
Daryl, the large dyke.
I am the largest one.
Hi, honey.
Oh, I was going to come down and get weighed in on the Fat Tuesday, and I realized that if I'd have come, I would have felt really thin.
Yeah, you would have lost. You would have lost
I would have
handily.
lost. Hey, Mr. Latoris.
Yes.
I have a favor
ma'am.
to ask of you.
Yes, absolutely.
Can I be your distant lesbian sister, Ivana?
Ivana Latoris. But it would have to be Ivana K. or
Ivana Latoris. I don't know. I thought it would be cute. I came up on that one. That one was by myself.
Ivana Latoris. Well, you're probably thinking about Latorises all the time.
Nonstop. I bounced it off Rob on Friday night at that great show, and it was really good. Kudos to the boys.
Oh,
what was that, Rob?
Maybe Ivanka Latoris.
Ivanka.
Ivanka Latoris?
No, you have to have the reason it works with Mike is because you've got the C sound there. I don't want to go into too much detail. They'll delay us again.
What about,
well, we'll work on it. Anyway,
Ida. What about Ida?
Huh?
I know. I'm trying to think of, like, Aida.
Right.
Aida could do. Well, yeah.
Aida, if you were like
But
from...
you see, it's Aida Latoris.
I could clear my throat in between. Aida Latoris.
You have to have a little cough there. That would
Yeah, we
work.
can like do the Jewish sound or something.
Well, listen, Cheryl the Big Dyke, you were at...
Yes.
Robin Buzz's first ever cabaret-style show.
It was fabulous.
Really? What did they do?
Well, I want to first acknowledge Rob A. for not introducing me because he said that he was afraid for my life. But I think it was really because he's very hateful.
No, it's not that I'm all that
Rob's
hateful.
a big bigot. That's why he didn't.
That's right.
That's why he didn't introduce you.
Hates me.
I'm not going to say anything about anybody or anything. I just didn't think that was the crowd that would embrace
I agree.
someone who is so open and wonderful with themselves as Cheryl.
All right, Cheryl, listen, what did they do when they came out? Did they have any, I'm Rob, I'm Buzz, I'm Buzz, I'm Rob. Did they do any song and dance? Did they have any snappy...
No, but the DJ played a lot of Leonard Skinner.
It was that kind of evening.
Woohoo! I was dancing up a storm, let me tell you.
What did they do?
Well, they came out and stood in front of the DJ booth with no spotlight or anything on them in the dark.
Yeah,
with
next to the
microphones,
restrooms.
and they tried to get the crowd riled and the crowd. It built as the night went on. Actually, by the end of the night, there were at least, 200 to 300 people there. It was a pretty decent-sized crowd.
That's a good crowd.
Yeah.
Come on, be honest, Rob. How many people were there?
I would say 200 is a pretty good guess for it.
Yeah.
It was a pretty big bar. I mean,
That's not bad. They were all out there to see you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
There were at least, out of the 60 people on the dance floor, at least one or two that could dance.
All right, what was the shtick that Rob and Buzz were doing?
Oh, they were just talking about how it was a listener appreciation night, and we have T-shirts, and Tom Gavin sitting over there, and...
So let me get this straight. Tom Gavin got announced and you didn't, Cheryl?
Yes.
We were concerned for Cheryl's safety.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
It was a conscious decision.
Let me just say that I've been to the Fair Oaks Mall. They like cripples. They don't like gays.
This is not the mall. This is the hotel in the parking lot of the mall.
Hey, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking those two angry lesbians at the bar could have protected me.
Were there angry lesbians at the bar?
Hold on, Cheryl, hold on. I got another guy who was there. Maybe we can get Cheryl is so fond of everyone on this show.
Yes, absolutely.
It's hard. She's too emotionally attached.
Yeah, it's true. She
we
can't move herself.
Get a true review from Jim. Were you there?
Oh, I was there, guys.
All right, tell us, how was the Robin Buzz Cabaret show?
Well, first of all, I had to get my friends who knew who Rob and Buzz were to point them out because those guys just kind of hung out in the back. And then when I went in the beginning, there was like a fill your name out and put it in a fishbowl. And I went to go put it in the fishbowl, and Tom Gavin is guarding the fishbowl.
Yes.
That's how we limited the winners.
I just tried to put my name in the bowl, and Tom Gavin rubbed his nose back and forth and takes it out and introduced himself to me. Everyone kind of stared at me like whether or not I was going to shake hands with the guy.
What was the funniest moment involving Rob and Buzz? What was their greatest gag on stage?
I don't know if I could pick one great one. I think they were all pretty good.
Thank you.
I liked their positioning throughout the night right outside the ladies' bathroom.
Yeah,
that was a little shady.
We stood next to the restrooms.
That's right.
Yeah.
Could you tell me anything they did on stage?
I really couldn't.
Exactly.
All right, thank you. Let's go to,
it was a blur.
Maybe Jim was drinking.
Let's go to Matthew. Matthew, were you there for this cabaret show?
Most definitely.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, somebody did fill up a beer glass in the bathroom with urine.
I heard about that. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was the guy asking which one of you two it was.
It was me, Buzz.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You asked me if I put the beer stein full of urine in the men's room.
Right.
My answer was no.
How was the show?
Yeah, I wish I'd been there for that.
I was lying.
How was the show?
It was great. They had like a musical chairs thing going on the dance floor. Sorry, I'm a little nervous.
That's fine.
All right, that's okay.
That was fun.
Was it the best stage show you've ever seen?
Well, I've never been to one of your Las Vegas style shows, so yes.
Well, this is supposed to be just as good.
No, Mike,
better, a little bit better.
You know, it was a mixed emotions kind of evening as well. We all loved the musical laps. There was a bit of intrigue because Tom Gavin lost his cane.
Yeah.
And I hope he got it back.
We had to make an announcement. We thought perhaps some evil person in the crowd had swiped the cane, but then later Tom remembered he'd left it in the cab.
Oh, he left it in the
so
cab.
I hope he got it back.
So he couldn't entertain by balancing it on his head.
No, we were going to ask.
No cane spinning.
Were there big laughs for either Rob or Buzz?
Well, I'm not sure it was not big laughs so much, no, but
little chuckles.
I think everybody was enjoying themselves. The girl at the end of the musical chairs did fall on her ass pretty well, though.
That was pretty good.
Were Buzz and Rob wearing matching vests?
No shirts? They were.
Did they have straw hats on?
And their canes?
Hello, Don and Mike. Scott, were you there? Scott.
Yes, I was. I was one of the contestants for that chair gig they had.
Fiasco.
Yes, how would you rate this cabaret show?
I thought it was pretty good. I got to meet a lot of people. I got to meet you guys. You know, it was really good. I can't wait for the next one.
That's very nice.
Thank you. It's very
Well,
kind.
you know, the word was that if it was a success, this was going to turn into a world tour.
Yes, that's right, and you and I would be put out of business.
Yeah, so I guess you can look for Buzz and Rob at a venue near you.
You know what I think tomorrow night? I think
Oh, no.
I see no reason why,
Oh,
right?
God.
You and I can't just take a break.
That's a
not
great
a show.
idea.
You know, and turn a portion of the stage show
I think it's a great idea.
over to Buzz and Rob.
See, we don't do a show, really.
I think that's fantastic.
And we'll let them do their the musical chairs game.
Right, absolutely.
Never really was a show.
And, well, of course, they'll be doing it totally naked.
Well, as usual.
There you go. Yeah,
Pasty.
G-strings.
Right. All right, well, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm hearing nothing but great reviews.
Well, everyone's being very kind.
They
Too
were
kind,
very kind.
really.
It was a nice bunch of people, and I'll be at the Shark Club in Centerville this Friday.
Ah, fantastic.
Will you really?
Are you really going to be at the
We're
Shark
going
Club?
to have an olive tossing contest, and I'll be hosting that without Yoko. I mean Buzz.
Well, how come Buzz isn't coming?
I'm kidding, Buzz.
We split up. It was a Martin Lewis thing. We split up. We're not going to be appearing together anymore.
So you're John and he's Yoko.
No, I'm kidding. It was just.
So you're going to be soloing at the Shark Club?
Yeah, I mean, it's only going to be, half the people and 1/10 the entertainment.
I'd like to do a brief psychological experiment right now after you guys have performed together.
Okay.
Rob, on this piece of paper, please write down, if you believe in your relationship with Buzz, you are Paul or John.
Okay.
And Buzz, you do the same.
All right.
Because there was definitely a different dynamic.
Paul or John?
Paul or John.
Okay.
There was a dynamic.
There's my ballot.
And there's mine.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There's no cadence there because they both
said John.
They're John.
Absolutely.
They're both John.
Absolutely.
All right, do you want to play the game,
Yeah,
Mike?
absolutely.
Mike,
I think it's easier for you guys. I could do it for you guys.
Yeah, and the weird thing is that for a lot of Friday night, I felt a lot like Ringo.
All right. Yeah, we both. There were two Ringos up there, actually.
All right.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's why.
See, this is how
why it works, boys.
Yeah. I'm John. He's Paul.
Hi. How you doing? Kind of a no-brainer, right?
That's great. I'm going to get shot in front of the Dakota, and you're going to end up living with a woman with one leg.
That's funny. You know, it's weird when we do stuff like that. It is a test, and we usually pass them. We really do.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right, this is like rock, paper, scissors. I'm going to ask both of you, yes, Buzz and Rob again, based on your working relationship, to please write down again. You can only pick one, John or Paul.
Okay.
Who are you most like? Go again.
Okay.
Write them down. Buzz. John. Rob.
You know what? Live the man. Also John.
They both want to be John.
They both want to be John.
Yeah, I really thought you'd switch this time, Rob.
All right, let's see if one of you switches this time. One more time.
Okay.
And seriously, think about the things that made John and Paul great. Right. Each of them brought a different element together, which is why they were the greatest team.
Right. Okay. All right.
Okay. Rob, what do you got? John.
Hey, Buzz is Paul.
I changed the Paul.
Buzz wrote.
I got tired of fighting.
Paul would switch rather than John.
Okay. But really, you both think you're John.
No, really, I think I'm George.
Really, if you're gonna make the show like that, you're right. I'm John. Mike's Paul. Right. You're George. Buzz, congratulations.
Hi there. She's 16. She's beautiful. And she's mine.
You're Ringo.
Oh, you're killing me, you guys. You are killing me, really.
But thanks to everyone who came out. Nostalgia's on Friday night.
Good time was that by all.
See you all again real soon.
All right, glad you guys had a good time.
The world needs Ringos. I'll do the wine cooler commercial.
There you
Somebody
go.
has to.
Good for you.
We will be at the Exhale nightclub tomorrow night in Fredneck, Maryland.
Doing our John and Paul show.
And I believe at some point tomorrow night, we're going to have to, at least for 5 minutes,
Right.
turn it over to the John and John show.
I think it's a great idea.
Why so cruel? Really?
And let the two John Lennons show us what they got.
Fantastic.
Buzz, it's time for the news and the comments now.
All right.
In a world where owning a radio was strictly forbidden, one man found a way to bring good news to his people.
Great.
It's not a show.
He made it up.
You know, that's a great test, though, when you have two guys who work together.
yes,
to ask John or Paul.
Oh, absolutely.
It's real simple.
Yeah,
It's the way it works.
I was thinking Paul is the more commercial one, and John is a little more avant-garde, so that's why I chose John.
That's
John.
not the way I thought about it.
No, not me.
Paul's kind of like, the organizer that lays all the table outs there, and then Paul's kind of the guy that, does the stuff.
Right. Okay.
So what are you saying? But John's a schmuck?
No. John is the brains of the Beatles. John did most of the writing. And Paul, when we do our different things, I do a lot of
I'm
goofy
just busting
stuff.
your balls.
That's seriously the way I thought.
No, that's the way I look at it too.
Yeah, we both look at it that way, and that's important too.
I'm John. You're Paul.
A little nervous there.
You're gonna have a much more successful solo career.
I'm trying to think right now of what another one would be, and I was thinking Martin and Lewis wouldn't be appropriate because we are both kind of comedian people.
No.
And Martin didn't bring anything to that part.
John Paul is that's the ultimate.
It's the only one.
Yeah. Because they're both good guys.
Right.
Can you think of another one, Rob?
Great teams, Rob. You got that in your brain, don't you?
The Beach Boys, that's Brian Wilson, really. I mean, the rest of the guys.
And we both want to be Brian Wilson.
If you want to go historical, you can almost go Thomas Jefferson and John Adams because they were constantly at each other's throats.
Okay, well that's not
but that's the only other one I can think of.
Thank you.
All right, get out of here,
you're
Brian.
with me. You love 1776.
Sit down, John. Sit down, Rob.
Buzz, what is your lead story tonight?
More heart trouble for the man who's a heartbeat away.
Oh boy.
I just want to tell you something. Ain't no way I'm divorcing Frida to marry some broad like Yoko Ono, though.
No way.
No way.
Absolutely not.
No way.
But there's good news. Laura and I are moving to Scotland to raise sheep.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Stay tuned for news and comments coming up on the Dawn and Mike Show.
You know, maybe you can put Laura in your band the way that Paul put Linda in Wings.
That's a fantastic idea, not.
That was very professional.
Number 1, Arbitron rated, the Don and Mike Show.
What's the word from Planet Crackpot?
They can turn a bucket of crap into a bucket of cream. The Don and Mike Show.
All right, let's go right to the world of Ringo Elson. Hi, Buzz. News and comment time.
Hi, John. Hi, Paul. Vice President Dick Cheney is back in the hospital again with chest pains.
Are they going to tell the truth this time?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, are they going to say what really is happening? I mean, remember when they said last time it's just chest pains, he's fine, and they ended up doing a procedure and not telling anybody? I hope they tell somebody this time what's really going on.
Well, they're telling us what they're saying is going on, but it did start out very softly with President Bush saying it was just a precautionary measure. But doctors did insert a catheter to find out what was causing the pain, which was originally just described as discomfort. And then they performed another angioplasty after discovering that one of his arteries had narrowed again. The 60-year-old Cheney has had 4 heart attacks, the most recent in November. Today, the artery they stretched back out, the same one they stretched out in November.
That is one stretched out dick.
Didn't right after he had that first procedure, they follow him in the post. They occasionally will follow people around and find out what they had,
what they're eating.
And one of the things he ate was jambalaya. Like 3 weeks afterwards.
Well, wasn't there a giant article saying he had to lose 100 pounds immediately or something?
Yeah, look at him. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't changed his diet. He ate jambalaya. They estimate, I forgot what the caloric intake and the fat intake, but jambalaya is just loaded with stuff.
Yeah, they make jambalaya with that sausage.
Andouille sausage.
Very high in fat. Anyway, Cheney went back to work a short time after last November's surgery, and after having surgery to clear that blocked artery.
I'm fine.
He was the kid who got picked on for being scrawny. They called him dumb. Today, he showed them.
I'm sorry, it was a different kid.
All right. In the San Diego suburb of Santee, a 15-year-old boy opened fire with a handgun at school, killing 2 people and wounding 13 others. Other students say they heard him over the weekend threatening to do this, but when they pressed him, he said he was just joking. One student even looked in the shooter's book bag today to make sure he hadn't brought a gun to school. They found no gun. Witnesses say the 9th grader smiled as he fired away.
Well, they're going to have the big graphics tonight. They'll have the special graphics, massacre in the high school. You'll have all the same idiots on TV again going through all the same crap that they went through before with this.
And we still got guns all over the place, so that's going to continue.
Apparently so. A lot of people on the East Coast are saying, what storm? unless they're in upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, or parts of Pennsylvania, or unless they tried to fly in and out of those states today. Air traffic was snarled. Hundreds of flights were delayed. Millions of kids got to stay home from school. Not around here. In upstate New York and western Pennsylvania, they say the worst is yet to come, that there could be 3 feet of snow there before it's over. That 3 feet was originally forecast for New Jersey, which is instead battling flooding. So the forecasters were close.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah, super job.
Way to go, good job. Look, I wasted all my energy on that 4 hours ago at the beginning of the show.
I know,
really. Just line them all up and hit them over the head with a snow shovel.
Rats, bastards.
You know what you do? Those other guys, you give them a catheter.
There you go.
That's right.
All of them.
That's right.
Balloon them up.
You teach them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't, you plug one end of it.
That's right. You learn them good.
There you go. You take maybe a match to the end of that catheter.
Oh, my God.
And you burn it so that it melts. And then it seals the end.
Yeah.
You don't tell them.
That's right.
And then you put that sealed end into that big bag that's supposed to collect the urine.
Right.
And you say everything's fine, your procedure went okay. And then as soon as they try to go, well, first of all, you give them a few glasses of ice water. And then when it's time, what's that sound they'll make, Rob? Yeah, it'll sound like an angry chuckle.
A lot of folks are still shocked by the use of the N-word on national TV yesterday by a prominent Democrat.
I know one man who's not.
Hey, I'm no Democrat.
West Virginia Senator Robert Byrd.
Okay, you.
Byrd was on Fox News Sunday talking about race relations when he said, and I quote, "There are white niggers. I've seen a lot of white niggers in my time. I'm going to use that word," end quote. Byrd's office says the senator realizes the N-word is not a good word, but it says he meant to criticize members of his own race. Quoting a spokesman, "It's a phrase Senator Byrd learned growing up. He's 83 years old. It just popped into his head," end quote.
Yeah, right. So give him a free pass on that one.
Maybe a bad idea for these 83-year-olds to be in the Senate.
Now, and civil rights leaders remember that Byrd was once a member of the Ku Klux Klan and voted against the Civil Rights Act of 1964. He has now apologized for yesterday's comment.
Who do you apologize to? All the white niggers?
No, I think just to everyone.
Unbelievable.
Jesus Christ.
What a great guy he is.
Mm-hmm. In Missouri, the Ku Klux Klan gets to have signs telling motorists that it cleaned up parts of the state's highways. The state of Missouri tried to fight this, but today, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the group cannot be excluded from the litter control program, even though the KKK obviously discriminates.
For what?
The court did not rule on the merits of the case and made its ruling without comment. Accused spy Robert Hansen will be pleading innocent, according to his lawyer. The lawyer says there are a lot of gaps in the government's case, and he says that means he feels no pressure to cut a deal.
But his sons say F them.
They're going to keep singing.
They're going to keep recording.
Absolutely.
Bop. Bop.
I love Hansen.
Even though the FBI says this Hansen sold some of our highest secrets to the Soviets, they're willing to give him a break if he coughs up some information that would be valuable to the U.S.
And the group's older brothers are also cool with what's going on right now.
Who are they?
The older brothers that played hockey, the Hansen brothers.
Oh, Slapshot.
Yeah.
Right.
Robert Hansen's lawyer so far is saying no deals. Today, Hansen was ordered locked up based on prosecutors' concerns. He's a flight risk.
Hold on. Got to do this buzz. We will be right back.
Number 1, Arbitron rated, The Don and Mike Show.
Can handle just about anything the job throws their way. Until now.
For those who serve, The Don and Mike Show.
Hey, Buzz's News and Comments tonight brought to you by egars.com. Yeah. Visit them, check out the great deals on Punch and Pollo de Monterey 5-packs. 5 cigars as little as $9.95. 4 super premium cigars, $18.95. Order online. Call them up at 877-81-EGARS. You know, we have the live Las Vegas style show tomorrow night. Oh, yes. Fred Neck, Maryland at Exhale. And we got a big month of March coming up. It's going to be very exciting and complicated. Thursday, we'll celebrate Rob Spiewak's birthday with in-studio live multi-girl sex show. It's been a long time. Mm-hmm. Yep. Friday, coming by to spend a large portion of the show with us, our good friend Kevin Pollak.
Kevin Pollak, fantastic talent.
Next Monday on the show, Body by Jake.
Jake Steinfeld. Work on those epidemics.
Gang, Also, next Monday, the little bit of voice work that you did will run on the hit CBS show Yes Dear.
Yes Dear. I think it's a Keith Jackson impression that I did.
We will be back on the air in Greensville on radio station WFIS starting on Wednesday, March 14th.
All right.
Jared, the fat guy from the Subway commercials, will be here to tell us how he's getting laid constantly.
Yeah, after he dropped all that weight eating Subway subs.
He's another in-studio guest in March. John Walsh is going to be coming in to help him find bad guys.
He was responsible for getting a lot of those escaped convicts back in jail.
And finally, the Academy Awards are coming up at the end of the month. And, we've had him on the show plenty of times. Mr. Skin is coming on the show to give us his nude awards for the year 2000. All the great nude scenes featuring big Hollywood stars from the year 2000.
Fantastic.
Normally, this is the show with no guests.
Right.
All of a sudden, Royal just gave me the list. Tons of guests, and also lots of naked chicks having sex with each other.
Very good.
Is there a greater show than this?
No.
I don't think so.
No way, John.
All right, what's next, Ringo?
Well, it was just a question of when. Monica Lewinsky has agreed to take part in an HBO documentary about her affair with Bill Clinton. Lewinsky tells the New York Times that her perspective has changed with the passing of time since the story broke. She says her comments to HBO will reveal more than what can be found in her biography.
It's called I Sucked, Therefore I Am.
The documentary is set to air next January, if you can wait that long.
Yeah, way to go, Bill. Guess you're glad you picked that one.
The governor of California isn't talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger's marriage.
Oh, I tell you, I'm so angry.
But
I say, Governor,
the governor's political advisor is talking about Arnold's marriage. Arnold wants it to stop. Schwarzenegger's talking about running for governor. But he says the current governor's campaign strategist is handing out copies of a magazine article that accuses Arnold of cheating on his wife.
I'm not a cheater.
The strategist says Arnold started it by criticizing the way Governor Davis is handling California's energy crisis.
My sex life has nothing to do with me being governor. People shouldn't vote for me because I'm dumb.
Now, listen, here's what Arnold said. There's a real bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger tape right here. Here's his comment.
You know something? After watching the mulatto shake it, I can absolutely understand why Brazil is totally devoted to my favorite body part, the ass.
There he is. Your next governor.
Yeah. Rod Milner wants to set a new altitude record for skydiving. He wants to parachute from the very edge of outer space.
Really?
Australian daredevil wants
the same He'll be wearing that helmet.
He wants to make the 25-mile dive out of a hot air balloon. From that high up, he'll have to wear a spacesuit. Initially, he would free fall for 7 minutes at speeds of up to 1,100 miles an hour.
Wouldn't he burn up?
Well, that's one of the reasons he has to wear the spacesuit. We're going to feel crisp. The pressure, the lack of oxygen, and then there's that.
That's okay. He can go in the suit.
At 1,100 miles an hour, and he probably will, too. It means he'd be the first human to break the sound barrier without a plane or a car.
Gordo, request permission to relieve bladder.
The 37-year-old says he's getting a lot of help from scientists who, in turn, plan to study the effects of the jump. Milner says he'll wear cameras on his suit and that the event will be televised when he makes the jump 1 year from this month.
Great. Sorry, it's got no enthusiasm.
More power to him.
I will if he puts a camera on himself, and you just see him 1,100 miles an hour catching those G's.
Why don't we try it like with David Arquette, though?
Oh, yes. Please.
Someone who's really expendable.
Yeah, no need for the suit either. Just put him in one of those goofy suits that he wears. Put him in that postal suit that he's wearing.
Right.
The widow Earnhardt is struggling to keep folks from seeing Dale's autopsy pictures.
I think this is a mistake by the widow Earnhardt. This is really a mistake because all she's doing is drawing attention to the fact that there's going to be pictures of his smashed up face on the internet.
Right.
If she didn't go out and make this big, grandiose... I was watching part of the Las Vegas race yesterday. Real good race won by Jeff Gordon. She had a press conference before the race where she announced that the autopsy photos are going to end up on the internet. And she hopes that people don't go look at them.
Right.
Now, if she hadn't announced that, the casual NASCAR fan like me, I wouldn't have known that there are pictures of Dale Earnhardt on the internet.
Now, is that public information?
Yeah.
An autopsy?
In the state of Florida, it is. In the state of Florida, autopsy photos are public documents and can be seen by anyone. The Orlando Sentinel originally asked for the pictures. Its editor says he just wants the photos examined by a medical expert, that he has no intention of publishing them. But the very idea of it prompted Teresa's news conference that you spoke of. First time she's spoken publicly since Dale's death.
If you want to see it, go to brokenface.com.
There you go.
New website.
Right.
Quoting her, "We are saddened anyone would invade our privacy during this time of grief. Even people in the public eye have a right to privacy. This right is more important than the desire to exploit a tragic situation, especially when no public good is being served."
Just go to goodiesheadachePowders.com.
There you'll find it. Fights broke out in shopping malls across Ohio over the weekend over sneakers. Nike was out with its retro Air Jordan 11s.
Hey, they're cool, man.
The gray version of the shoe Michael wore during the 95-96 season and in the movie Space Jam. They were supposed to go on sale for $125, but the stores got fewer shoes than they expected, and certainly fewer than the crowds were demanding.
They are cool-looking shoes.
Yeah, but people are idiots.
Police in Columbus used pepper spray at one store and broke up fights at two others. In Toledo, several malls were evacuated, and a couple of shoe stores were closed for several hours.
Buzz, hold on. We got to do one more break. We'll be right back, everybody.
Number 1, Arbitron rated, The Don and Mike Show.
Hey, you guys had shirts on when you came in here. There's something happened to them, man. Come on, Mr. Cole. You just put the shirts back on. See that sign? No shirts, no shoes, no ties. Right. Learn it. Know it. Live it.
Soothing your severe product trauma. The Don and Mike Show.
Now here's Buzz.
Don and Mike.
You know, our Larry King impression.
Yes, it's becoming somewhat garbled.
Sure is. If you're missing our live spots here on the local station on WJFK,
yes, for 1-800-MATTRESS, and we'll give them an extra one because they deserve it after that.
You ain't missing much. 1-800-MATTRESS. You don't go with this one. Hi, Ringo.
I don't know.
Ringo Starr. Mm-hmm. From Fairfax, Virginia, line 4.
Put Julia Roberts and Brad Pitt in a movie and you knock Hannibal out of first place. The Mexican was the top movie over the weekend, raking in just over $20 million. Teenagers made C-Spot Run the second hottest movie. It made just over $10 million.
You know, I don't think they plan ahead for these things, but I will tell you, if they do, you know, you combine Julia Roberts and Brad Pitt, and then you throw in James Gandolfini, who is, you know, premiering that weekend in the hottest show on television.
Right.
Not a bad move on their part.
Worked out well for him. Nipping at Spot's heels was Hannibal, also with just over $10 million. Rounding out the list, Down to Earth, Crouching Tiger, Traffic, Chocolat, Recess, 3,000 Miles to Graceland, and Sweet November.
Oh, hi, James.
Okay.
Hi, Don and Mike.
Hi. There it is. This will make baby diapers smell better. A scientist in Wisconsin has invented a new kind of disposable diaper that uses ground fish in its absorption layer.
Hey, nothing smells better than poop and fish.
The gel they use in diapers now can absorb up to 100 times its weight in moisture. But as many parents know, sometimes that's not enough.
Poop and fish.
The new fish gel, hey.
I'm sure there are a few dates like around here that have ended that way.
Hey, you got fish in my poop.
You got poop in my fish.
Hey!
The new fish gel absorbs up to 400 times its weight. No word on when they'll hit the market, but it can't possibly make the landfill smell any better.
I tell you, my fingers keep itching.
NBC says it will stick to its promise to air the XFL games for 2 years, even though almost no one is watching anymore.
You know,
that's a disaster.
You know, they hit an all-time low. Mm-hmm. It'll be the lowest ranked, not just sports program.
Every week.
I mean, lower than stuff like on UPN's regular schedule.
Yeah. Right.
So few people are watching the XFL. The lowest rated primetime hour in network TV history.
And don't believe that, what NBC's saying. Believe me, they know how.
Of course,
they know how to pull the plug on things like that.
There are ways out of contracts. You've said it before. Well, anyway, in the meantime, expect more desperate moves like this one. The New York Times says the XFL is considering signing players right out of high school.
Hey!
The ones who are not academically qualified for college. College coaches are not happy about this. An XFL spokesman says, and I quote,
Just the same, huh?
You can pick up a rifle and defend your country when you're 19, so it's wrong to deny young men an opportunity to play football.
Right.
Oh,
Buzz, hold on for your next story.
Well, this just in or out.
Wow.
Wow.
There you go.
Hey, it smells like poop and fish in here.
1-800-877-81-EGARS. Either want the phone number or the website being given out now.
Individually?
Yeah, whatever we fart. EGARS sponsors our farts, and we thank them.
It's a gel.
We have time for one more.
Well, if you're looking for interesting and sometimes unbelievably easy work, then apply at the Express Personnel Services Company in Oklahoma City. The boss there says she supplied 3 temps to a company that didn't want them to do any actual work. The company just wanted the temps to look busy so it would appear the company had more employees than it really does.
Cool. Hey, Rob, pretty good job, huh?
That's what I do every day.
She says she's also supplied workers for jobs like pouring rancid beer down the drain and cleaning blood off the plexiglass at hockey games.
Hey, wow. Sounds like a lot of the people here.
Absolutely.
I mean, not just Rob. I was just stopping and thinking from looking at the employee list.
Yeah, a lot of people here have cleaned blood off of plexiglass.
1-877-365-3636. Be the 100th caller. Now a prize package selected especially for you. Good luck.
Number 1, Arbitron Lady, the Don and Mike Show.
You have no brain.
Under the direction of Andrew Blake, it's the Don and Mike Show.
Big live show tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. At Exhale, Fredneck, Maryland. Don't ask me how to get there. We're taking a car up there tomorrow night.
Yeah, we're going to take a little convoy up there.
We're going to hit the stage at 9 o'clock. Underwear fashion show. Now, listen, it's with pasties. There's the liquor board's upset. The church groups are upset.
Yes, they've got to,
it'll still be hot. Yeah, they're protesting, but we're doing the show. Underwear fashion show, Homo Doe challenge, Tom Gavin challenge.
Very good.
Question answer. Me and Mike will be buying the first drink for everybody there.
Come on up to Exhale up in Frederick. Make a night of it. Have a good time.
See you there tomorrow night. It should be a great time. It's been so long since we've done a Vegas-style show.
Yeah, we're itching to get on stage.
In the D.C. Metro. And now, once again, here is Ringo Burbank.
In sports, the Baltimore Orioles are worried they might be facing a season without Albert Bell. Slugger has a bum hip that had him on the bench for a 3rd straight game yesterday. He's getting treatment, but says it's not getting any better.
All right.
Former Washington Redskin Albert Connell made
that's going to matter to the Reds.
Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Lurchie was telling me David Cohn got shelled the other day. So, who knows? Good luck. Yeah, thank you.
Former Washington Redskin Albert Connell made the most of his free agent status. He's just signed a 5-year deal with the New Orleans Saints worth $14 million. That includes a $2.5 million signing bonus.
Yeah, he's worth it.
Those Saints just keep making those great moves.
Rod Strickland's back in Portland. Today he signed a $2.25 million contract to play the rest of the season as a Trailblazer. He's played for 4 years in Portland in the early 90s.
They should take some of that $2.5 million and buy him a really big alarm clock. The guy has a problem showing up on time for practice.
I want to be an NBA player.
Yeah.
I really, really do.
Finally, police in Tampa are investigating a DJ bit that involved the killing of a live boar on the air. They're trying to determine if any laws were broken when Bubba the Love Sponge show held its roadkill barbecue. The listeners were invited to bring animal carcasses to a parking lot to be cooked. One guy brought a live boar, cut off its testicles, and then killed it. Animal lovers say the killer and Bubba should be arrested. The station lawyer, Brian Albritton, says the animal was not mistreated and died instantly.
I know some guys who work down in Tampa, and this is the update on the story, that, yes, this did actually happen, but what happened out in the station's parking lot was humane, and what happens to the animals all the time, the disc jockey played sound effects to make it sound like the animal was in excruciating pain, like they were doing this incredibly inhumane thing, when actually this is something that's done all the time.
The lawyer, in fact, says the squeals the audience heard came from a sound effects machine.
Oh, so now the lawyer's saying. I thought that was a secret. I thought I was letting go with a big secret. All right.
No, that's his public response now. And by the way, Bubba's real name is Todd. Todd Clem. I'm Buzz Burbank on the Don and Mike Show.
Thank you, Buzz. Go! Yes, no! That's it, gotta go! See you tomorrow with the big show. Hello, Don and Mike Show.
I am caller 100.
Right. What's your name?
Steve Carrier.
Hi, where are you from? Stafford, Virginia. Beautiful. Thank you for listening on good old WJFK FM. Well, St. Patrick's Day coming very soon. You won a box of Lucky Charms cereal. Happy St. Patrick's Day from General Mills. But wait, there's more. You've won the limited edition wool bomber jacket from the ABC TV show The Job. Yeah. Starring Dennis Leary. ABC's new and original series premieres Wednesday, March 14th, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central on ABC. Thank you, my friend. Oh, thank you. You guys kick ass. Thank you for listening. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow with the all-new episode. Thank you and good night, Buzz.
Thank you. Good night, Don.
Thank you. Good night, Mike. Thank you. Good night, Don. Robbie. Hello, trusted friend. Please throw that leather football helmet in the air just like Sydney. Tyler Moore. You might just make it after all. Very nice. Very complicated. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Till we meet again, Senator Davis Jr. saying, be kind, be nice, and I hope the next performer has the pleasure of having as nice an audience as you've been tonight. And let me leave you swinging.
Number 1 Arbitron Lady, the Don and Mike